I'll apologize in advance, guys, because I don't want to monopolize the conversation here. But I've played a shit ton of games.
A fuck ton or a shit ton?
Well, you know me. I'm a teacher. I'm trying to curb the language a little bit. So
Are you a
Hey,
teacher?
Yeah,
I
Hook's
am.
a teacher too, but
I'm a teacher.
You're a teacher. What do you teach?
I teach middle school math.
Middle school math. I'm actually endorsed for language arts in middle school, but I teach fourth grade elementary.
All right. Yeah, I cuss like a sailor and I'm horrible on here, and I'm probably wrong, but I don't think we have anybody that actually watches our show or listens to it to really worry.
That's great. We're gonna do whatever we want because we don't have any listeners.
I forgot to say,
Nobody
don't
listens
post
to
this.
this.
It's only for us.
We should go back and listen to it ourselves.
Really? Rob's not gonna be on here?
Yeah, Rob might show up halfway through, but he had to go do a bunch of stuff.
All right, because he's got a sexy motherfucking accent. I gotta admit. Every time I listen to you guys, I was looking forward to like virtually humping his leg a little bit because I like his accent's pretty hot. Let's be honest.
Look how he gets all the ladies.
Yeah.
Does he?
No.
No, he has a wife.
He's the king of New Zealand. Of course he does.
We're live. Okay, guys, we're live on YouTube. I'm gonna copy this.
Do I sound okay? Like,
Yeah, it sounds good.
you gotta understand, I come from a place where my producer is super anal about our sound. So if I don't sound good, I don't know that I don't sound good. So you gotta
Y'all
help me
have a
out.
producer?
Well, the guy that runs our podcast, yeah.
Is that
Art?
Aaron?
Yeah, that's Aaron.
Yeah, you guys, this podcast sounds good, man.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Thank
Ours
Aaron.
just becomes horrible.
Do we have any notes, guys?
Yeah, I send them to you, man. There's only a couple. We'll have to.
Dude, I'm excited about talking about one of the games I played this week.
You played the
don't
game
talk,
this week?
Don't talk about shit right now. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to
Well,
hear.
hopefully nobody will make fun of you for playing whatever you played this week. Like last week. Didn't last week somebody like give you shit for playing something?
Like, give me shit about playing Destiny every week.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the one game you played this week.
No, actually, I did. It was the 20th anniversary of this game.
Okay.
You gonna keep us in suspense or?
I like
Wow. Old ass. Okay, see if you can guess this. This week was a 20th anniversary of it. It is a PC game. It's an adventure game, and it was made by Tim Schafer.
Well, last week you talked all about the Full Throttle game, so I'm assuming it's after Full Throttle.
I finished it this week.
You finished Full Throttle?
Yeah, I finished it yesterday.
Yeah?
That shit was awesome.
I've actually never played Full Throttle, but everyone talks so highly of that game.
Yeah, and I just found out today that it was the 20th anniversary this week of the game. When the
Hey,
game
man, this is good. This is good convo, bro. Thanks. You're wasting it all.
All right.
We'll start in a couple minutes. Let me just post these links, and then we'll get started.
Well, I'm gonna go get another beer.
Yeah, go get it. Grab us 12 more.
Dude, you don't have a cooler next to you like I do? What the hell?
We're not that prepared, as you can tell.
Sean, we're gonna play some more Borderlands, man. I'm like all over Borderlands.
Oh, dude, that game's in the books. I had it. I beat it so hard, dude. I just deleted it and said I set a digital fire on it.
Wait, you're done already? You're done with it?
Well, I mean, I beat it. I did it all, yeah. But I'm down to play.
All right. All right.
What news are we going to talk about besides Silent Hill being canceled?
There's not that much, dude, this week.
I got a Corona now.
We also have the Call of Duty how it's not going to be coming to the last
look,
gen.
I got the beer of Mexico. Corona.
Actually, the beer of Mexico is Victoria.
Victoria, what about Tecate?
Tecate, yeah, but
I
Victoria.
like Mercedes Amber.
Because Victoria was actually exclusive to Mexico. They wouldn't export it until like 2010.
What's
Oh,
that
really?
one with the M? Malado, whatever?
Modelo, the white one, the white can. That's cheap shit. That tastes like ass.
What about
There's a
Soul?
white can.
Tecate is the worst tasting one though. That one's like I don't know why people even drink that shit.
What about Soul?
So I haven't tried that one.
When I was in Mexico for vacation with my wife, it had to been like the combination of like how hot it was and everything, but we were stopped at a bar and I ordered 2 beers and they gave me a Soul and I never had it before. It was the most refreshing thing I had ever tasted in my entire life. It's probably because it was so hot and thirsty, but it was so good. I'm like, God damn, I gotta have Soul from here on out. So, good stuff.
Yeah, dude. I got home last night. I was working and I was hot, dude. And I drank this Bud Ice and this tasted good. Didn't taste like piss at the moment.
Lucky you.
It was great.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a beer snob, man. I'm a self-admitted.
They do a brew fest up here where I live in Knoxville, and you can volunteer for it. And when you volunteer, you work for 3 hours, and then you get to go out and drink for free. And while you're pouring people's beer, you can drink. But I mean, after drinking those beers for 4 or 5 hours, I got so sick of them. I was like, I just want to go drink a Coors Light, or just a Bud Light, just something plain, because you had too hoppy and not enough hops. All this, dark, light, and it was just almost too much.
See, like Untapped, which I was going to talk about during the show, is like achievements for beer drinkers. Like you like me and my buddy have like competed about who can have the most unique beers that we've drank. And like you can check each other. You have friends on Untapped, just like you do on like Xbox Live or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm up to like 600 and something beers that I've tried in the past year and a half. It's super fun. If you have not you have that app you said, Hooks, right?
Yeah, I do.
It's addicting as hell because eventually you get to the point where you're like, I'm not gonna have a beer if I've never had it before.
No, I will never get to that point.
That's where I've been for the past year.
Y'all gonna try that space beer?
Space beer.
Yeah, there's a company here in Oregon. They brew their own, like a small brewing company, and they send some hops into space. Like they build like a little rocket, and they send them into space, and they recovered it, and like now they're gonna make beer out of those fucking hops. And they're gonna sell it.
So what did it do to the hops? What did it do?
Well, like they like put them in like a little space shuttle, and like they built the rocket. They launched it. The first one like blew up on them, so they made another rocket, and they fucking launched it into space. And it was in orbit for like a week or a month or something like that, or a few months or something. And they came back down, or like a few weeks or some shit like that. But they came back down and they found it, and now they're gonna make beer out of it.
So have you had this or?
No, they're still. I think they're brewing it right now. They're trying to make it. So, I don't know. They're gonna release it for sale here pretty soon in Oregon.
I'm confused what the aspect of being in space is going to do to the chemical properties of beer.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what the fuck is it? People are gonna be fucking getting sick from this shit? I don't know.
Hey, check it out though. If you send it to that planet like an interstellar, it could be there for every hour. It could be there for 7 years, aging.
Oh shit.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, you can make some good whiskey.
What?
In 1 hour, you'll have 7-year-old whiskey. Crazy.
You guys like whiskey? You guys whiskey drinkers or just beer drinkers?
I live in Tennessee. Jack Daniels. That's where it's at, man. You drink some Gentleman Jack or Single Barrel, man. Single Barrel is so good.
Jack Daniels?
Yeah, Single Barrel.
Oh man.
Man, that's like the $150 bottle.
I can't speak to that. I've only had like the Jack that I can buy at the counter at the grocery store, so I can't speak to
I'm talking about like the good Jack. There's different types of
I
Jack.
know there was such a thing as good Jack.
What do you? If it's whiskey, it's gotta come from.
I'm a big fan of Irish whiskey. I'm more of a fan of Irish whiskey than Kentucky bourbon. But again, I'm in Illinois, so I mean no offense. I'm just like I'm more fan of it.
Illinois.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like I just my palate is like I love Irish whiskeys. I don't know why. I'm not a big bourbon fan. I'm not a big Scotch. I like Scotch. I just discovered this whiskey called Basil Hayden. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
Oh man, get a hold of some Basil Hayden if you have a chance. Basil, it's the smoothest stuff I've ever had. You know how when you drink a whiskey and it burns in your throat if it's pretty bad, like you feel it in the back of your throat. This is the only whiskey I've ever had that burns like in the front of your mouth, but goes down smooth. I have no other way to describe it. It's really good stuff. It was like $35, 35 or $40 a bottle. If you can find it, Basil Hayden, buddy. Actually, Aaron recommended it to me. He had it somewhere when he was traveling and texted me and said, "You got to try this stuff." So I went immediately out and bought a bottle, and it was solid. It's really good.
What's your? How do I send you a request on this Untapped?
My username is Scotty Lindsay, SCOTTIE. LINDSAY.
Hey, does anybody know how to do this the dynamic like view thing on Google so it doesn't just stay on one person?
Mine's flipping back and forth between whoever's talking, so I don't know.
Why is mine not doing that?
SCOTTY, right? Or I?
Not Y, IE.
Yeah, SCOTTIE.
LINDSAY.
It still says no one is found.
I'm unfindable. Hooks. That's all I can say.
Yeah, dude, this is weird.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Cameraman? Opening, I don't...
Is there a text box available in Google Chat? I've never used it.
Yeah, click that little blue thing up on the left. It looks like a little chat box. It'll bring it up on the right side. Broadcast at join. Hide their audio. I'm trying to get it. How come mine's not skipping back and forth between people?
Oh, can you see that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just saying search for friends above, okay? I mean, I put it in right.
If you search for that name, you should find a picture of a good-looking dude in a tie. Look kind of like me.
I don't know if we have to be friends or something. I don't know.
Well, here, let me see if I can find you.
And this is me. I saw 4 bears today out in the middle of a field, and I got about 100. I got about 50 feet from them.
Hook, what's your username on Untapped?
That's it. It might be a capital P.
Jim P?
Might be a capital P, like
Piper 2355? 13 distinct beers. You go, buddy.
Well, I didn't really get into it till that long ago.
I'm just giving you shit, dude. I'm not at all. There, I sent you a friend request. Did you get it?
Oh, look. Yeah, I think my last one was like a PBR.
Are you sure? Because it looks like PBJ.
Oh, maybe I did that one. I know I have a picture of PBR on there.
You got a 312 Urban Wheat. 312. That's me, man. That's
dude.
Chicago, dude.
312, the Urban Wheat from Goose Island is probably my favorite beer.
Dude, that's my hometown. That's Chicago, man. 312 is the area code in Chicago.
Yeah, people. It drives me crazy. People are like, it's 312. People, do y'all call it 312 or 312?
312.
All right, you call it 312, and everybody's like, oh, let me have some of that 312. I'm like, no, you call it 312, and then people yell at me for telling them.
I can't speak specifically, but here I'm about an hour and a half like northwest of the city, so we call it 312.
And that's the area code, right, for downtown Chicago?
Yeah, that's why they call it that.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm like, if you're trying to start stuff, man, I don't mean to like monopolize your format here, man. Go for it.
No, yeah, we'll get started. I was trying to figure out why on my screen.
My daughter, she said she's bored.
Hook, hold on. I was trying to figure out why on my screen and the YouTube thing, it was just like, it just stays, it's not switching between, when people talk, it's not changed. I don't know why. I guess, screw it.
Well, now all I have is the Horrible Games Podcast logo on the screen. I don't see either of you guys except from the thumbnail, so.
What you need to do is you'll see a white box
gotcha.
around somebody's name. Click on that box.
Yeah, click on somebody's fucking on the box.
You see the outline of a white box around someone's name?
Well, now you're good. But whenever Sean talks, I never see him on the screen.
Hey, you guys see me? I'm
there.
here.
Now I see you.
Hey, I'm here. Okay. Hey, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. We pretend like we have some music because we'll edit that shit in later. All right. Hey, welcome. Horrible Gamers Podcast, episode 51. We made it. We got past 50. That was the big hump. Now we're on 51. Today is May 2nd, 2015. And today's going to be an awesome show. We actually have a special guest, which we'll get to. Actually, you know what? We're not bringing him in until the very end of the podcast. So, special guest, you got to keep your mouth shut for like an hour and a half, and then we'll invite you to talk.
That's how it works.
That's exactly how it works. Okay, guys. Let's get through the boring stuff first. We got a Facebook group, facebook.com/group/horriblegamers. Come and join us over here and come and talk with us. You know, it's fun to get in there and get a community going. We got some people in there, so come and join us there. Also, voicemail, 504-475-4497. You can email us at horriblegamerspodcast@gmail.com. And we have a Twitter account, @horriblegamers, with the Z, guys, with the Z. And, yeah, find us on YouTube. But, okay, let's just get this started. Special guest. Who are you, special guest?
Well, greetings, programs. My name is Scott Clark. I am from the Hollywood Outsider podcast, which is not a game podcast, but we are a movie and TV entertainment podcast. We broadcast once every week, and we have a lot of fun doing so. But I'm at heart a huge gamer, and if you ever listen to the show, I'm the nice guy on the podcast. But I'm also a huge gamer, and I get a lot of crap for being a gamer. And if you've listened to the show, you'll know that I get shot down for talking about games quite a bit. So I'm very excited about being on here and being able to talk about games a little bit with some people that actually like the game. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, ever since I met you playing Titanfall, I've been listening to the Hollywood Outsider podcast, and I really like that podcast. It's the only podcast I listen to that's about, entertainment, like television and movies, and there's actually a bunch of movies that I've watched from your guys' recommendation that I absolutely loved. But I always hear the guys give.
What have you watched because of our podcast? I'm curious.
Coherence.
Oh, so good. Oh, so good.
Yeah, that was a movie that I knew nothing about, and so I just watched it. Whoever brought that up on your podcast, and I love that movie. That was Justin.
Actually, you got to interview the guy that directed that movie, which was fantastic.
Yeah, I may have listened to that too. Yeah, that was a great one. There's other random ones like I liked. I can't even think of the name of it right now. With the chick and the one that just had a part two.
Zoe Bell.
No, the one just had a part two. Damn it.
What is that movie that had the part two?
They have to pick where they're gonna go out of the four factions.
Divergent.
I couldn't think of that. Yeah, I thought that movie's pretty good too. I actually had no interest in it.
Insurgent, isn't that the second one? Insurgent or something?
Yeah, Insurgent. Yes. And also, like I hear on your podcast, you try to talk about games every once in a while, and the guys give you a hard time. So that's why I really wanted you to come on here. So.
Well, thanks so much, man. Because they do give me a hard time, but it's all more because they're a movie and TV podcast, and our listeners don't game as much. Some of them do, but their primary audience is those that watch TV shows and movies, and which I respect, obviously. But I get yelled at a lot for bringing up games every once in a while, so I'm really looking forward to having a conversation with you guys and talking about games, and no one yelling at me for it.
They yell at me talking about games all the time.
Who's this other guy who keeps interrupting? I'm trying to have a conversation with Scott. You just keep talking. What?
What? This is Captain Hook. The Hook in the house. What up?
What's up,
What up, everybody? I'm so happy to be here. It's a Saturday night.
I actually forgot to introduce myself. My name is Sean. They call me Iams because that's what they call me.
Iams.
Yeah. And, nobody else could make it tonight, guys. Same thing. It's like Brink has to work. Rob's in New Zealand doing who knows what they do over there.
I'm really impressed that Rob couldn't be here because I've been listening to you guys' show for a few episodes since I met you, Sean. And Rob is from New Zealand, you said, right? Correct?
Yes.
His accent is sexy as hell, man. And I hope that he listens to this episode and hears me say that because I was really looking forward to talking to him because, man, wow. Like I love the way he talks and the way he delivers and the way he shits on every game that he doesn't like. Like,
He shits on all of us.
yeah, he does a little bit, but he's quite entertaining to listen to because I used to work for a company that was based out of South Africa, and South Africa is, like kind of similar to New Zealand. They have the same accent, similar accent. He's probably gonna yell at me for saying this, but is he? Is he? He's gonna like hate me now?
No. Rob's really relaxed.
Is he? Okay. But yeah, his accent is quite sexy. So I was kind of hoping he was gonna be on here that I could like virtually hump his leg while he was talking, but apparently that's not gonna happen. So
We'll make it happen. Eventually, we'll have you back some other time, and we'll make sure Rob's there. Usually Rob's here, but something last minute came up. Like he just found out a couple hours ago he wasn't gonna be able to make it.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So that's it, man. It's just gonna be us three. We're just gonna talk video games. Brinksway and Jesus.
Wait.
What?
Am I
Hello?
late? Am I late?
Hello?
Was I
Hello?
late to the intro? Hello? Is this
Who's
is
this?
this the podcast?
Who's this?
Is this the podcast that I was invited to?
Did somebody three-way call this guy or what?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Who is this?
This is Jesus. Who's this?
Jesus.
I didn't think Jesus was on our podcast anymore.
Wait. Jesus walks
Whoa! Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. How the fuck would I not be on the podcast now? Just because I let you
watch
guys
your
go
language.
on a few weeks
Language.
with me, not on the show, does not mean that I am not part of the show. Hello, everybody. This is Jesus Walks a Lot. I am back. I traveled around the world in 90 days.
You didn't even make it out of Oregon, don't lie.
Yeah, I know. I made it like down the street and came back. How's everybody been?
How many of you guys are from Oregon?
Just one. Just me.
I'm the only one on the East Coast.
You're on the
Yeah.
East Coast. Okay.
I'm in California.
So we're like all over the country right now.
Yeah.
We're international, dude. When we have
Recently, one of our hosts, Tragic, relocated himself to New Jersey.
On purpose?
Yeah.
He's going to school, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's going to school.
Oh, okay.
At least this is what he's saying. He's probably like on the next MTV Jersey Shore. But who knows?
We
As
have
long as
two
you got
teachers.
abs.
Guys, we have two teachers on the podcast this week, so they have the
crazy.
right to give us a pink slip and send us to the office.
That's right.
That's right. So if you're a teacher, right? You teach middle school, right?
I rock that middle school math, man. TCAP's coming up next week.
Oh, we just had Park this past week. So
We don't have to do park till next year.
yeah, we started this week. It was
Are y'all
rough.
doing it all on a computer? Are y'all doing February and then in the end of the year?
Actually, our 5th grade is doing Park on the iPads on electronic, and we are still doing paper and pencil. So hopefully next year we'll be doing it on iPads. But yeah.
And welcome to the Teachers
Yes.
Talk About Teaching podcast.
I'm so glad that you all are excited about talking about video games. We're going to talk about assessments for middle schools.
Talk about SATs.
It's basically the SATs. I grew up with the SATs as well. It's now the Park is basically the national format for SATs. They're trying to make it all like every state doing the same thing.
Yeah, too bad the park's a joke. So that other Common Core. Let's do Common Core. Let's get into that.
Hey, do you guys like video games?
I'm
Yeah,
bored.
do you guys play games? Do you guys know what an Xbox is?
My kids play games. They play like Oregon Trail on the computers at school.
God, I love Oregon Trail so much.
And Minecraft,
Anyways.
that fucking Minecraft game, bunch of shit that game is.
That game's good. No shitting on Minecraft. Minecraft's actually a decent game.
Dude, Minecraft is a load of crap.
It's better than Destiny. I'd rather play Minecraft than Destiny, let's be honest here.
Oh shit, you went there, huh?
Yeah, I went there. That's how shit I think Destiny is.
Jesus likes to play with shit. He just
You like to play fucking whack-ass Destiny. You run around and shoot the same fucking enemies 100 million times.
oh, so you're gonna dig in Minecraft? Just dig and
Yeah, you
we
build
found
shit.
gold. Let's build some crap.
That's what you do. What are you gonna do in Destiny? You just shoot to fucking grind for the fucking light levels. What the fuck are you even playing for?
Jesus, I'm so glad you're back.
Fucking light levels? What the fuck is a light level? What the fuck?
The podcast has gotten very tame over the last couple weeks, man. There's been no. So this
No
is it,
arguments?
man. Jesus versus Hook. Go, man. Go.
No, it's fucking
The
stupid.
fight of the century right here.
What the fuck?
Fuck
Hey,
that,
no
man.
cussing.
Minecraft's better than
Fuck,
Destiny. You're
the other
stupid.
fight.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Anybody watching the boxing match tonight? Obviously not. We're obviously here on the podcast.
I wish I gave a crap about the boxing. I have no idea what's going on. Like all I know is that everyone on my Facebook page is talking about that and crapping on one fighter or the other, and I have no idea. So I'm not watching it. It's like $100 to watch it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Forget about-
actually the most expensive pay-per-view event in history, I think.
Yeah. I hope they do a Mike Tyson or whatever. Who was the guy that like bit his ear off and that was
it
Mike
Mike
Tyson,
Tyson?
right?
Yeah.
That's ludicrous.
So, all right.
Anyways, guys, let's talk video games. We're off topic here, guys. What have you guys been playing? We'll start off with me since I haven't been on the show for the last 3 months. I played nothing. Seriously, in the last 3 months, I really haven't gamed much. I've played Battlefield Hardline. I got into that, and I gotta say it's different from Battlefield 4 in the way you level up and upgrade your weapons and all that stuff. We obviously all know this, and that kind of threw me off at first with the cash system that they have. But that's a fun game overall. It's good. It's fun. It's Battlefield.
I'm still playing, man. I still play often.
Hey, did you beat the campaign? That campaign is pretty good.
No, didn't even start it.
Start it, man. It's a good story. It's not like compelling, or it's not gonna like blow your socks off. But I mean, it's an alright story, I guess. You're a cop.
You're telling me how good it is, and then you're saying it's all right.
It's alright. I mean, it's not like I don't want you to go in there expecting like some crazy like elaborate freaking story. I mean, I'm just telling you, it'll be enjoyable.
You didn't,
yeah.
you didn't sell me.
No.
No,
Yeah.
that didn't sell me.
I need
Well,
to finish that game.
What?
Hardline. I need to finish Hardline.
Yeah, you do. You need to play it. Anyways, I've also played a game that came out this week, actually, State of Decay. What was it called? A Year 1 edition or something like that? Or 1 year edition? I don't even know what the hell it's called. Anyways, they came out on the Xbox One. It came out on Tuesday. I played that. And I've actually didn't start the actual State of Decay, the original game. I actually started one of the DLCs. It's called Lifeline. It's actually pretty interesting. Basically, you're like a military unit sent into a city to rescue VIPs, and you have to get them out of there. And if you don't follow orders, you're basically labeled as a deserter, and basically the military stops giving you like backup and helping you out.
Now I gotta ask you because I've never played the Xbox 360 version of this game. I literally know nothing about this game. Can you tell me what the gameplay is like? Is this a open world? Is this like
It's open world, yeah. It's open world. You have in this one you have a base. You start off with the base, and it's different from the actual original State of Decay game because you're like in the military. It's a whole different story. It kind of shows you the different side of like State of Decay, what's going on.
You're talking about the DLC, right?
Yeah, the DLC. It's called Lifeline, and you're in the city and you basically have to rescue VIPs. Like the military will be on the intercom and they'll be like, hey, you need to go here and rescue this doctor because this doctor's some kind of scientist or something. We gotta get him out of there. So you go and you get them and you have to take them back to base, and the helicopter comes and takes them out of there. And you have to run around and rescue other soldiers that have been stranded by their units. Basically build a base. The game is basically a survival game. You scavenge for stuff in different buildings. You can go into basically any building and look for items in like drawers, and you have to fight off zombie hordes. And in this DLC, what I've noticed is that zombies will actually like attack your base at certain times. Like your base will be under siege.
Sure.
If you don't go help out your base, they can actually kill some of the survivors in your base if they get in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's different from the original game, but it's just a survival game, man. I mean, if you're not into like a type of game where it's kind of slow paced, you have to go around and scavenge for stuff, I don't really recommend anybody playing this game if you're not into stuff like that.
See, I heard, like, in the original game, if you're playing a guy and they die, you have to start with a whole new person.
Yeah, because the thing is, you have different characters you play as, in the original game, you start off as this one guy, and you can switch characters as you're playing. Like you can switch the person you're using, and the other person will go off and they'll do their own thing. They'll go off on their own missions. If you send them on a mission, they'll go off and do their own thing. But if you're playing as a person and you die during a mission, it'll switch you to a new character that's back at base, and all the stuff that person was carrying. So they say that person had the best gun in the whole, in out of all the group, out of all your weapons, he had the best weapon. If that person dies, you have to go back there and get the stuff off of him. And basically, you have to have enough room to carry his stuff and get back to base. So yeah, you lose your stuff if you die. So you have to be kind of careful going on missions by yourself.
And when you say lose your stuff when you die, do you mean like Dark Souls aspect, where like can you come back and gather it after you've died and go back and get it again, or?
Yeah, once you die, you'll switch off to a new character. You'll be a whole new person. You'll be like if you were a guy, you'll be a chick, and you'll go over there and you'll see the dead body of the person that you killed or that died that you were playing as, and you just go and you loot their body and you carry their backpack back home basically with all their stuff in it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was reading about the other DLC. The other DLC, I forget what it's called at the moment. There's Lifeline and there's another one, Breakdown, I think.
Now, did you play the original game on Xbox 360?
Yeah, I did. I played the original on Xbox 360. I gotta say, this one, I mean, it looks a little bit better than the 360 version.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's like intense, like 100 times better, because it really isn't. It still looks kind of like, it looks kind of shitty still, but I mean, it's not the greatest looking game in the world, but it doesn't look bad.
But you also get a discount if you bought it on Xbox 360, correct?
You own the digital version, because I think that's the only way it came out on 360 is digital version.
Mm-hmm.
If you own that version, you get like a 30% discount off of the Xbox One version.
Which is kind of cool. I mean, you're getting the same game, you get the achievements and that kind of thing, but...
And actually, I only own on 360. I only own the base game. I didn't buy any of the DLCs, but in this one, you basically pay the same price and you get all the DLCs with it.
Well, that seems fair.
Yeah, so I mean, I pay I think it was $20.99 for it. Full price is $30, I think. I paid $20 for it, $21 for it. And I mean, you get a bunch of DLC and a bunch of like extra perks they give you, like that'll help you out in the game.
Sure.
You can call in airstrikes, you can call in UAV drones, stuff like that. But yeah, it's an interesting little game. Nothing big. I mean, if you're not into survival or scavenging for stuff, then I don't recommend it. But if you're into that kind of stuff, managing your resources, managing your people, your time, yeah. And the base game, the actual State of Decay game, the day cycle actually goes by real life day and night cycles, I think. So like if you're not playing, your base will still continue to, people will still be continue getting attacked or killed or whatever. So you'll come back the next day and your supplies will be lower than the day it was yesterday. But I think in the DLCs they stopped doing that for some reason.
Really?
People didn't like it. Yeah.
That seems like an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I mean,
get rid of that.
So it kind of like forces you to keep playing the game every single day to make sure your resources stay up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Seems fun. I'm kind of looking for a game that's fun. I know that game is not a powerhouse when it comes to the graphics, but every review I've watched is like said that game's a blast to play.
It is fun, man. I mean, it's fun when you run into like a zombie horde, because there's hordes that run around, and if you don't kill the hordes, eventually they'll end up making their way towards your base, and they'll end up attacking your base. So you kind of have to like go around and kill these hordes once in a while, and you run them over with your car. You can open your door and like run them all over, and like they'll be like on the hood of your car hanging on, smashing your hood, or they'll be hanging off the back of your car. I mean, it's funny, just kill all these zombies. Zombie killing game. That's it. Zombies.
That's it?
That's it. That's all I've really been playing. I mean, besides that, I mean, I dabbled a little bit with GTA 5. I played that Fast and the Furious DLC from Forza 5, which was actually pretty good. For being free, that thing was really good. That's about it.
Is it a tough game?
Huh?
Is it a tough game? I know you're scared of dying in that game, but is it a hard game? State
of Decay?
Yeah.
It is in a way, and it isn't. It is if you get caught by a bunch of zombies. Like if you go into a house and you're not expecting because there's screamer zombies that they'll scream and they'll call in a bunch of zombies. The zombies don't move really fast, but there's like these zombies that look like I don't know. They jump really far and they can like run at you, and there's like these big, huge zombies that you can like, they'll kill you right away. Like you get close to them, they're gonna like rip your body in half. I had that happen to one of my characters in the original 360 version. I thought I could go up to the guy and shoot him in the head with the shotgun. He didn't die.
Hmm.
Yeah, it sucked.
So should I get this game?
Should you get it? Like I said, man, if you want to play a game that's about survival and kind of like, basically it's like surviving a zombie apocalypse. It is what it is. That's what it is, surviving a zombie apocalypse, because there's like other survivors you can rescue and help them out. There's survivors that are going to be enemies. They're not going to like you. They're going to try to kill you or shit like that. I mean, that's the type of game it is. If you want to play a survival game.
Now, when you say survival game, like, I honestly, and I'm asking this because I literally know nothing about this game. Is this a survival game, like in a Resident Evil aspect, where like you're trying to conserve ammo and you're trying to like, do what you can to get through this zombie apocalypse, or is this more of a build up my base kind of game? Don't know anything about this game. What's the gameplay like?
It is. Basically, you can build bases, you can set up home bases, you can clear out houses, and as you're clearing out houses, you can look at your mini-map, and it'll show an X at the houses that you've been into and you're like taking all the resources out of.
Sure.
So basically, you'll get to a point in the map when you're playing the game, and you'll be like, fuck, I have to travel like across the entire map just to like scavenge this house to try to find something in there to get me back to base. And basically you are trying to get resources to build up your base, to build up farm in your base, to build like a medical lab in your base. And all that stuff will end up helping you. You can build like a mechanic shop that'll repair your cars. If you leave them there overnight, it'll repair them little by little. Because, I mean, once a car blows up in that game, that car is done. So if you blow up all the cars in the map, you have to basically run everywhere. And you don't want to do that because it takes forever, and there's a lot of zombies in between you and whatever objective you have to go to. But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of all. Like, you have to conserve your ammo because, I mean, there is a lot of ammo in the game. And in the military one that I've been playing, the DLC, there's a lot more ammo than in the original State of Decay. But you don't want to, like, shoot like crazy at all either. Like, I mean, you shoot your gun, it's going to attract zombies, so you have to end up shooting more of them. So you kind of have to get close hand-to-hand combat with them sometimes, and it's hard. Because if you get surrounded by 3 or 4 zombies and that's you fighting for them, you have to pull out your gun. Now you have 20 zombies coming down the street.
What was that, Hook? Did you just fart?
I was gonna sneeze. I was trying to mute.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. It's a survival game. You have to build a base. You can in the original game you can build base in different areas of the map. You can move your entire crew over there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically what it is. I don't think the original game you can actually beat it, and I think like in the end you escape or you leave the map.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I think you can beat it, but I never beat it. It takes a long time to beat that game.
Seems cool. I think I'm interested.
And the breakdown DLC, I was reading about it, and it basically is you play in that's legit like the most survival thing you can play. Like you play that DLC, and all it is you surviving. You have to survive as long as you can and scavenge every supply out of every single house in the entire map. Once everything is scavenged out of every single house, you get the option to like go get this RV somewhere and fix the RV, but you can only take 6 people with you. So you have to choose 6 people out of your crew. So you have to pick like the best medic or the best shooting people or whatever the hell you want to pick, and you pick the best 6 people and you take them with you, and the map will reset itself, and they'll drive the RV to the map, same map, but it'll be all reset with new resources and stuff, and you play against harder zombies, and you can pick what level of zombies you want to play. Like if you want to start off with the lowest zombies and continue getting harder and harder and harder, you can do that. But basically every time you beat the map, you unlock a hero, and this hero you can pick to be that character any given time. So every time you start a new playthrough, you can pick to be that guy. And that's what that DLC is all about. Like they say, like that DLC is about just surviving. Like you literally have to survive as long as you can.
Sure.
That does sound like interesting DLC, and it's like $30. You get the full game plus 2 DLCs. Is that right?
Well, and the thing is, the military DLC isn't even like the original map. It's a whole new map. Like in the original map, you're like in this county. It's kind of like they have like a little town here. Then you drive like through this like desert, and you get to another little town. And then you drive to like another desert, and you get to like the main little city. And the DLC that I'm playing, you're like inside a metropolis, like a big city. It's like a huge city. it's like an urban environment. You're like inside a city, and you're in there. There's a lot more zombies than in the original game. A lot more dense too.
Well, can I ask, like, what's the difference between this game and like a game like Dying Light? Is that the one that came out in the past couple months?
Mm-hmm.
What
Dying
what
Light.
what what sets this game apart from something like Dying Light that is getting critical acclaim and lots of people talking about it? And what makes this game stand out?
Dying Light is probably the better game. I mean, in terms of graphics and probably like the smoothness of the gameplay.
Well, sure. I mean,
State of
it's got a
Decay.
lot more money behind it.
Yeah, and instead of Decay, there's a lot of glitches in this game. I mean, it isn't like it's Undead Labs who developed this game, and they were really successful with the 360 version. I remember they were talking about how many copies they sold. So one of the biggest selling arcade games. Um,
It was the
but
first arcade game that was $20.
yeah, it was, and then
Remember
they
that?
sold like 1 million copies in like a week. It was ridiculous. But what sets us apart from that game is, I mean, I feel like Dying Light is more like an action game. You're in there for the action, and in this game you're not. You're in there to try to survive. You're in there trying to hide from the zombies, trying to like sneak around them if you can, and try to not make as much noise when you're scavenging for items. You're trying to survive, and I think in Dying Light it's more like you just don't give a shit. You're just in there fighting the zombies whenever you want to. You know, you just go in there, you beat them up, you shoot them, you stab them, whatever. And this game, some of the controls in this game are they're kind of hard. I mean, it's not very smooth driving some of the cars. It's kind of hard to drive them, trying to turn them. It's hard to shoot. It's not as easy to shoot. Some of you will like it, some of you won't.
So would you consider the car driving like The Crew?
No, the crew is better.
Yeah.
Wow,
When I
really?
watched some of the driving sequences, it kind of looked like The Crew.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just the boxy cars and.
yeah, like they're kind of boxy cars, but the crew probably runs a lot better. Like I said, this game does have glitches. I did see quite a few glitches where the zombies were like kind of like clipping into cars, and you can like they were trying to run at you, but they would get stuck on a car, so they just like running in place. And I was
Can
like,
you
okay,
take-
I can just
Can
go
you
up
take
there and just hit him in the head. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just go up
there
there,
you
hit
go.
him in the head, and kill him real quick. It's like, okay, no big deal.
Sweet.
State of Decay.
All right.
What you been playing, Huck?
No, we need to go with Scott. Scott's the guest.
Yeah,
Oh, is it
Scott.
my turn?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to go to me, man? I played a lot of games. I don't want to like monopolize the conversation here and talk about everything I've played, but I've played a crap ton of games in the past week or so. So
All
Are you
right,
sure
so,
you
you,
wanna go
so
with
you're
me too?
done. Scott's done. We're passing him because we don't have time for him. No, go for it, man.
no, well, I mean the big one I've been playing is Borderlands 2, which you guys have talked at length over the past couple weeks. So I'm not going to talk too much on that. But man, Borderlands 2, I played Borderlands 2 so much on Xbox 360, and I am enjoying it so much on Xbox One, even though I've played the game before. I don't know why, but I think it's the social aspect of that game that just makes it so much fun. Specifically, the fact that I can have different characters at different levels. So, like, whoever I play with, I can say, hey, oh, your character is at a level 14. Well, I'll bring in my character that's close to a level 14. We can play together and have a good time. So I have 3 or 4 characters going at one time, and it's awesome. I can plug in anybody and play with anybody. So anybody listening that wants someone to play Borderlands 2 with, any of your guys' listeners or any of you guys that want someone to play with, I am always looking for someone to play with at that almost all the time. But one of your listeners or one of your followers on your Facebook page talked about, is anyone still playing Xbox 360 games? And I'm here to say that I'm actually one of those people, mostly because I am a huge achievement point whore. I live for achievements. I that's why I play games. But I actually recently re-rented Far Cry 4 on Xbox 360, even though I've completed that game and then some on Xbox One. I went back and played, currently playing through it again on Xbox 360 because that game is so much fun.
And you want
Did
the
you guys
achievement.
play that game?
You want the achievements from the 360, right?
I do, because what's cool about Xbox 360 and Xbox One is even if you beat it on one system,
Uh-huh.
you can go back and get the achievements again on their console. So when I find a game that I like as much as I did, like Far Cry 4, I'll just play through it again, have some fun with it, and it's awesome. Did you play Hook? Did you play?
I didn't play Far Cry 4. My son played it. Well, I'm not one of those people that went back to my 360. Once I got my one, I've been on my one.
Mm-hmm.
But my son still has a 360, and he wanted Far Cry 4. He played it. He really liked it. I just never really. I played the first two, but I didn't really get into Far Cry 4.
See, Far Cry 3 was my first introduction into the series. I never played a Far Cry game until Far Cry 3, and Far Cry 3 was so exactly what I wanted in a video game when it came out. It was the exploration and the leveling up and the gunplay. Everything just clicked so much for me. When Far Cry 4 came out, it was everything I wanted and more. It was just so much fun to go explore that world, to see Nepal and see all those mountains and explore these different caverns. It clicked with me personally on so many levels. I loved it. So that's why I'm playing through it again on Xbox 360.
I should have played it. I think during that time I was hooked on one game, and I know that was wrong, but I wish I might go back and play it.
Is that Destiny?
You mean you're still hooked on that one game?
No, I'm not hooked on Destiny anymore. We had that discussion last week.
Scott, have you played Forza, the Fast and Furious?
I did, actually. I got it when it was free on Xbox One. That game is pretty solid. I'm not a huge racer fan. I appreciate them, but I grew up from the realm of like Mario Kart and that kind of thing, where like it was more arcadey style racing games. So when you get into games that are more simulation racing games and hardcore and this kind of thing, I've always shied away from them. But this one was kind of fun because Furious 7, as you guys know, if you've ever listened to my podcast, I gushed about Furious 7, the movie, when it came out.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't seen it?
No. Like, I want to go to the movies, but I hate paying $10 a person to go to a freaking movie.
Well, you and I are going to get along really well because I'm in the same boat. If you ever listen to my show, I'm the cheapskate on my podcast, and I hate paying that much money to go see a movie. But
if I'm at home, I've got a nice surround sound system. I got a 55-inch 1080p TV. Why go pay $10 for a movie when you can have just a good experience at home?
Well, it's all about time, because if you're willing to pay for that price now as opposed to waiting 6 or 7 or 8 months, then you can have that experience in your home. It's just like buying a new car. People want to have that new car like right now, as opposed to waiting when it's going to be $5,000 or $10,000 cheaper after it's not the newest, latest, best thing anymore.
You want that movies now instead of waiting a couple months when it might be on sale.
Exactly.
Games is even worse, man. You wait a month and the game's already $40. You wait 3 months and it's down to like, you're getting all these deals where it's like
your trade-in value is $10 and you buy it for $30.
Yeah, but you gotta be honest that like that market has changed drastically over the past 5 or 6 years. I remember going to GameStop and seeing like a copy of Uncharted after it was out for 8 months, and it was still like $55. That's changed so much in the past few years, where like a game has come out after like 2 or 3 weeks and it's dropped almost half in price sometimes, depending on the game. And to me, that's awesome. That like I can have this, I want to play that game, but I'm okay waiting a little while to play that one.
I don't know. I mean, my TV's 3D. I have that at home. I don't see paying. If I go to a movie and I take my 2 kids, that's $30 right there for the tickets. And then if I buy popcorn and them a drink, it's gonna be $50, $60 for me to go see a movie.
Well, you gotta buy popcorn if you listen to my show. That's like our mantra.
I'd love popcorn at the movie with butter. There's no doubt that's going to happen when I go to the movie.
Right.
But do I want to spend $60, or could we go do something else for that $60? Could I save it? Could
that's an Xbox game right there, man. $60.
Yeah, and that's 3 hours of my time seeing a movie with my 2 kids.
Right.
And my son would rather be at home playing video games anyway.
Well, you're kind of stuck at that point, so.
But I just don't get it. And I'm a huge. I've seen everything from Stanley Kubrick to, to everything that what's his name? I've seen. I was a theater major. I was a movie major in college when I first started. Quentin Tarantino. I've seen everything from him. I mean, pretty much you name it, I've seen it, and it's just I just hate spending that money going to see a movie.
I'm with you, and I don't mean to turn this into the movie podcast. I know you guys are more geared towards video games, which is obviously my passion too. So,
Sorry.
no, don't apologize to me. Like I talk about movies every week, so like that's kind of where my default setting goes into. But I'm so used to like talking about games and then someone yelling at me and telling me like, no, this is a movie podcast. We're talking about movies.
I don't get to talk about movies. I'm sorry. No, what other games have you played?
You need to come visit our website, man. Which
all right,
www.thehollywoodoutsider.com. You know, that's my plug. Is that okay, Sean?
Yeah, plug it, man.
No. We have a lot of fun over there, but obviously, like I said, we don't get to talk about the games a whole lot. But one of the games that I've been playing this week is a game that actually I played several months ago, back in 2013, which is Shovel Knight. It came out on Wii U, and it recently was released on Xbox One, and I bought it again. I love this game so much that I bought it again on Xbox One just because I wanted to play it and earn some achievements. But there was also some DLC that was released with it. I don't even know if it's considered DLC, but you get to play as Battletoads on the Xbox One version.
Nice.
Which is a huge selling point. I don't know if you've ever played Battletoads, but like the original Battletoads is like a cornerstone of my childhood. Like that original game is so much.
Horrible.
It was horrible. I agree. It was a terrible game. That music that plays like when you're in the pause menu, like it's terrible. But that's what I grew up with, and I love it so much. But anyway, Battletoads aside, if you have not played Shovel Knight is like one of the most brilliant retro-style games that I've ever played in the past several years. If you've ever played Mega Man or DuckTales or Zelda 2 or Mario Brothers 3, if you like any of those games, go give Shovel Knight a try. This game is so much fun, and I mean, and they do something interesting with it in that it has that retro feel to it, but it also has a new age feel to it in that, again, you guys have played Dark Souls and Demon Souls, correct?
Yes.
Some of you have?
Yeah, I tried.
I know you tried. I've heard you talking about Dark Souls 2 was like the bane of your existence, Sean, right?
Exactly.
But something that they carried over to Shovel Knight, which I really appreciate, is that if you die, everything that you've collected at that point is left at where you die. And then if you can reach back to where that spot was and collect everything, you get it back. From that aspect, I really like that challenge because it brings in the Uber challenge of it while still making it a old school Mega Man DuckTales platformer. This game feels like you were playing a fresh version of one of those games that we grew up with. Mega Man, DuckTales.
Is it super challenging?
It is and it isn't because I've beat the game. I beat the game on Wii U and it's difficult, but it's not like stupid difficult. Like I know Sean, you've played Ori, right?
Yes.
If you finish Ori, you won't have a problem with Shovel Knight.
Oh, great!
Like Ori is, I would consider Ori to be more challenging than Shovel Knight by a long shot. But whenever you finish something, it feels so satisfying. You feel like you really accomplished something. And I think the charm in that is that the way that the levels are designed is that you really feel like you're playing something that's unique and fresh every level that you play in. And it's not the stupid video game trope of we have a fire level, we have an ice level, we have a wind level. There are actual mechanics that you learn as you go through the game that make you understand the way the gameplay works, that makes it more fun, and the challenge ramps up as you go. It's ridiculously fun. I can't recommend that game enough. Have any of you guys played it?
No. I've read a lot about it, but I've been wanting to play it. I mean, you said it's a lot like DuckTales?
Oh, man, you know in DuckTales you had the pogo stick to like stomp on guys? In this, it's the shovel. The shovel is what bounces on guys.
DuckTales is one of my favorite games ever. I have the remastered edition. I have beat at least 5 or 6 times.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's fine. I have Shovel Knight on my computer. I've had it for a couple of weeks. I just haven't opened it up to check it out. So
It's really solid. I highly recommend it. I know it's been out for like over 6 months now since it was out on Wii U and PC. But the Battletoads edition I can't speak to because I haven't played it. But that's enough to make me want to buy it again, just because I grew up with Battletoads. But that game is so good. But going back to Ori, you mentioned Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, Ori was great.
I've had some frustrations with that game. I haven't finished it yet, but not for lack of liking the game. The game is fantastic. The art in that game is so gorgeous, and the music. I've actually been listening to the music soundtrack on Spotify. It's so good. It's very moody, but I've hit some kind of glitch where I got stuck and played through a section, saved it, and then when I came back to play it again, it actually deleted my save, and that's happened to me two or three times now. So to go back and replay all that stuff again is starting to get really annoying for me.
I understand that. I hate when I play in a game and it deletes my save. I don't want to go back and play through what I've already played through again. I had that problem with, but it reminded me with the poster behind IMS. I had that problem with BioShock Infinite. I had to get like halfway through the game and delete my save, and I played it again, delete my save, and I'm just like, screw it. I'm not going to play BioShock Infinite again.
Oh, what? What'd you say? What'd you say?
What?
Did you say BioShock Infinite?
BioShock Infinite.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, it sucks when you lose your save. It's really like, it's just heartbreaking. And I know that Ori thing, that's common. I mean, that's happening to a lot of people. It's not like some random thing. I've heard other guys on other podcasts. There's two that I can think of off the top of my head that they had that same exact thing where they lose the saves, and it's just like, oh, I don't want to just. Because the thing is, you might get back to the same part or get further, and then you lose another save, and you're like, what
exactly.
the fuck?
And that game is so solid otherwise. Plus, they had some startup issues where, like, if you tried to load the game, it just wouldn't load, and you had to restart your Xbox One, and so many technical difficulties that are like otherwise shadowing a fantastic game. It's
You have to go to your dashboard, click on the menu, and actually close the app before you restart it, because it'll just like blink like black or something.
I had that happen.
You got to go to your home screen, and you have to actually close the app and then reload it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird how some games might have a glitch like that. Like, it's like you guys designed this, for the Xbox One, and you didn't notice this glitch. I mean, whatever.
All right. Well, let me talk about some things I'll play, and maybe we'll get back.
We're not done yet, man.
Well, I was kind of trying to help Mr. Scott over here.
Wait, yeah. What else you been playing, Scott?
All right, Sean.
Sean, do you not read the group chat?
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate you paying attention.
Okay. I wasn't paying attention.
Something else I've been playing is, have you guys played Axiom Verge on PS4 yet?
No, that's one of those Metroidvania super hard games, right?
It's not super hard. It's Metroidvania, definitely, but it is not super hard. And when we say Metroidvania, we automatically think of, exploration and this kind of thing. But this definitely leans more towards Metroid than Castlevania. And wow. I know I keep talking like positively about games on here, but check this one out if you haven't already. This is a solid clone of Metroid. If you like Metroid or Super Metroid specifically, check this game out. I mean, it's more science fiction than Castlevania, whereas Castlevania kind of goes with the vampire aesthetic. This is solid. You're basically, your character is crash landed on a site, and you have to travel from room to room, and it's literally Metroid. It's Metroid, and you travel from room to room. But what's cool is they do the dynamic where the graphics are almost 8-bit, but they're high definition 8-bit, if that makes sense. So you feel like you're playing an old school game, but it looks a lot better than an 8-bit game. And when you get a new weapon, that new weapon helps you unlock certain areas, that kind of thing. Totally love it. Check it out. It's really cool. Plus, what they do is they play on. Remember how like when you played old NES games and they had these glitches in them where if you had too much stuff on the screen would kind of like stutter, or you'd have that like some of the pixels would like whack out a little bit. Remember that?
Yeah.
They actually use that as a mechanic in Axiom Verge, where you're actually looking for those glitches, so to speak, to help you progress to different levels and actually make the gameplay more interesting. Highly recommend it. It's super fun, and it was what was like $15 or something. It's awesome. But what's most impressive is that that's one guy that made that game, not one team. One
Really?
single guy made that game, and it's taken like 4 or 5 years to do it, but it finally came out a few months ago, and it's like way better than I ever expected one guy to make, and it's awesome. Check it out.
There was another
Alright.
game on Xbox that one dude made, something Dust or something from Dust or
Phantom from Dust.
no, it was a,
Phantom Dust.
I don't remember what it was called. Something about dust though.
Name a game you have been playing, so Scott can take a break for a second.
I'm supposed to play games?
Oh. Yeah, I think we do that on here. I mean, is that what we do on here?
Isn't this a video game podcast?
Oh yeah, I'm still playing Battlefield Hardline. I turned that on. I still love that Hotwire mode, and I was so mad that I didn't play it at first. I didn't try it in the beta. I know Jesus even said something about it on that podcast back in the day, and I still didn't play it. It just didn't sound like something I was interested in. And then when I did play it, I was like, wow, this is fantastic. It's so fun just to destroy vehicles. Or to get into a vehicle where someone good's driving, and you're just driving around and you're racking up 10,000 XP. Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I've gotten so good at that.
You have it?
Yeah, I have Battlefield Hardline.
No, you don't. Do you?
Yes.
When'd you
I got
buy it?
for like $10 from some lady who thought it was Battlefield 4.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Wait, you bought it for $10?
Yeah, she put a thing on Craigslist. She's like, "Oh, I'm selling Battlefield and Hardline, $10." And I called her up. She said, "Yeah, my son had this Battlefield game, and I'm just trying to get rid of it. It's a brand new Battlefield Hardline." And I'm like, she's like, "I want $30 for it. I'll give you," and I said, like, "I'll give you 20." And I showed up, and it's Battlefield Hardline.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, you took advantage of an old lady.
Yeah. Her son is probably all mad at her.
I don't care.
You'd be that same dude like, nah, this car's worth like, I know it's a BMW and it's like late model, 2013, but it was maybe 2,500.
I give you 1,000 for it right now. You know what? I gotta get my guy down here to make sure this is a real BMW.
Yeah.
I see her $1,000.
You tell me you wouldn't do the exact same thing.
I don't know. Maybe she knew. She probably didn't give a shit. She probably took it from her son because her son was being a little dick, and she took his game and sold it.
Probably, yeah. You
His
should
loss was my
have said,
game.
well, I'll offer you $50 for the Xbox.
That's something
So-
Iams would do.
Yeah, no, I don't scam or I don't look for deals. I pay full price for everything. So Battlefield Hardline, that's what I'm still playing, and I'm still playing Mortal Kombat. I don't play it as long of stretches, but I turn it on and I play some matches. I go online, I get my ass kicked by some guy, and then it feels personal. It's fighting games feel so personal when someone just beats your ass.
I get so mad when they're Aaron Black with that rifle, and they just do that same move over and over again.
Well, that's if anybody does the same move over and over again, they're just a whack ass fighter, man.
But I've been doing pretty good online. I've been doing okay.
I have not really, and when I do, I'm saying, man, I'll fight someone online. I usually do the one thing where you just play one match and then it finds another party or another player. But especially if they get you like to where you barely get any hits on them, it just, oh my god, it feels personal.
No.
I always notice that if I win, they leave. But then if I lose, they want to stay.
Well, that's how it goes with everything. I mean, do you want to keep fighting the guy that just beat you?
No, nobody likes when you fight and you win because you just do that same cheap ass shit every time, Hook.
Dude, no, I did not. I had a combo I
No.
learned.
Your combo is a jump punch with that fucking staff, that bow. You don't do anything but the jump and you go bam, bam. That's it. That's not a combo, dude. That's just you doing it 6 times in a row.
No,
I feel like I'm in school again. I need to separate you two.
I got those two guys, the guy with the bow and arrow and the guy with the hat. I got good with him. But
Those
then
are
I
your
sit here
characters, the
and
guy
play
with the
Brink,
bow and the guy
Brink
with the
does
hat?
the same shit too. He's like, catch it, throw the spear, catch, you know. I mean,
How'd that go? How'd that did it again? How'd that go? Show me.
catch it. I mean, everybody on there is going to do the same shit. But when you just spam, at least I'm not doing the same move over and over again.
I know, dude. I like to give you a hard time, Hooky. You get so worked up, man. You get so red and
1v1? That's some true 1v1 shit right there. Mortal Kombat. I mean, it gets real personal, dude. When you're playing games like team games like Battlefield or Call of Duty, when you're on a team and you kind of, it's like you could blame somebody on the team, like, yeah, that fucking guy was hacking or some shit. But I mean, or like that team was just better than us. But if you're fighting one guy one-on-one and he beats you, you suck.
You suck.
It's like,
Could you be a little more
it's nothing
direct
to
there,
do with
Jesus?
that.
it's like
And then,
losing. It's
the
like losing.
servers,
It's
whatever
like losing
it
at
is,
Madden.
sucks so bad.
It's like losing at Madden or losing at FIFA. Like you're playing that guy 1v1. You suck. You lose.
I was
Okay,
hoping you'd
here's
be a
a
little
big-
more direct, Jesus. Like, could you be a little more like in your face, direct there?
Yeah, like you really suck.
Okay.
Like Hook, you're not good at Mortal Kombat. Stop blaming the servers.
Oh, ask Iams how good I am at Mortal Kombat. How many times did I beat
There
you?
are
again?
some bad servers though. There's some laggy rooms
Oh,
you get
no,
in. Like,
you too. Both of you guys are gonna blame the servers.
no, literally it's lag. Where like you jump and
No.
it takes
Oh,
a
get out of
whole
here.
second
No,
to jump.
me and Iams tried to play last night, and it was really bad.
Yeah,
The power
well, they were
of the
having
cloud,
Xbox.
guys.
There was issues last night. So
You know, for Xbox being so powerful, and you know how they were touting it's going to be like the most powerful Xbox experience in the world. We're
300
making it like super, super powerful with the cloud. And then like, I've never seen more problems with Xbox Live since they did that. Before it was just fine.
that's true.
I don't know. I mean, Mortal Kombat. I mean, you can get in some pretty bad rooms. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous how choppy it is.
Do they have like
And-
actual like servers? Is it like, or like is it like host to host connection?
I think
I
it's
don't
supposed to
know.
be host connection, isn't it?
Well, yesterday I kept getting into fights, and I'd get halfway through the fight, and then it'd freeze, and then disconnect.
That's weird.
Yeah,
We couldn't even get into a fight. Oh, or did we get into one fight and it was just so bad?
I don't remember, something like that. But yeah, there is more problems with the Xbox One. What's up with that? Like,
I don't know, dude. I mean, have you guys noticed that? I mean, seriously, an Xbox 360, that shit. I mean, there was crazy launches on the 360. I mean, every year Call of Duty would come out, it would like sell like $1 billion in like a day, and everybody would be playing that shit, and like there was no lag, everything was just fine. On Xbox One, you can't even launch a game without the shit not working.
I
Have you played
actually need to speak to that. I've had multiple occasions where I've started a game and it kicks me back to the main menu automatically, and then I launch it again, kicks me back to the main menu.
Yeah.
Oh, I scared off Hook. Sorry, Hook.
Battlefield
And-
4 was like that big time in the beginning.
oh,
Yeah.
Battlefield 4 dashboarding all day.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
and the only way to remedy is like just to like turn off your whole system and start over again, which is fine from like a making it work kind of thing, but it's with like I did with Shovel Knight today. I tried to fire up Shovel Knight. That's like not even half of a gig game. How is that having a problem loading up? I don't understand. Like,
I mean, you know, they keep saying like, oh yeah, your Xbox can be on standby all this time, but you leave your Xbox on standby, you gotta think that shit's using up the RAM, and I don't know, I always get back on my Xbox like after leaving it on standby for a day or so, and I try to launch a different game than the one that I was playing before,
sure.
and sometimes it'll just crash, it'll just like keep dashboarding itself, and it's
Right.
like, come on, like fuck, I have to
Well,
restart.
And I don't understand if that's a technology or a hardware issue or a software issue.
Yeah,
Again, me being not technology savvy, I don't know.
yeah, same here. Like, I don't understand that either. Some people say it's the RAM, or some people say it's the software, but hopefully with this new software they're going to release for it, which with the Windows 10 update that's coming out, I'm
Sure.
pretty sure they're going to update the entire OS system for the Xbox One. If not the entire OS system, but the main chunk of it is going to be updated, I think.
I hope so, because I'm a self-proclaimed Microsoft fan. I play most of my cross-platform games on Xbox. Again, achievement whore here at heart, self-proclaimed. But I've never had an issue on PS4. I've never played a game on PS4 where it kicked me out to the menu and made me restart again. So there's that.
That's true. But also on PS4, I find it if you leave it on standby for a while, I can't get into the store. Like it won't load. I have to turn it off. Like that's happened a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where I've had it just won't load. It just keeps spinning and spinning and it never pulls up the store. So I'd have to like turn it off and turn it back on. I mean that's happened a couple times.
Sure.
But PS4 does happen because I think the OS on the Xbox One just taxes it so much on the RAM or whatever.
It seems that there's so much. They want to make a console that does so much at one time. They want you to be able to switch between applications, which I totally appreciate. But if you're going to do that, give it more memory and let me do multiple things at once. I will tell you that, and I know this is now a PS4 thing that they do now, but the feature on Xbox One where you can turn off a game and turn off your console and come back and your game is left off exactly where it was, that is a huge selling point for either console, whether Xbox One or PS4. I love that aspect, that I can sit down and just like be right back in my game. That's huge.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's times where I go and I'll play Battlefield or I'll playing like a single player game like GTA 5, and I'll leave. I'll turn off my Xbox and I'll leave, and then I'll come back to it, and I'll just launch it. And I click on the dashboard and I click on the little image, and it'll just be like right there, like in GTA 5, and I'll be like, oh fuck.
And it drops you right back where you left off. No hesitation.
No loading time, nothing. You just go. Or like you'll switch off and you'll watch Hulu or something or Netflix or whatever,
Yep.
and then you switch
Or
back
porn.
to the game or you switch back to the game and it's right there. Like it's right there.
You watching a lot of porn on your Xbox there?
No, I say that from my phone.
Untraceable.
All
Fine.
right. Any other games?
Oh, okay. Oh, hold on.
I still have some more I could go for, but Sean, what have you been playing?
There was something I was playing earlier. Shit. Oh, yeah, I went back to the 360. I loaded it up, and I said, I'm going to try something on here. I want to play some Gears of War Judgment. And we were just talking about, or Jesus was just saying about the one-on-one, and like when it's like a team and stuff, it doesn't really feel as personal. But no, I think Gears of War feels just as personal as a fighting game when someone runs up and shotguns you in your face and you explode.
Yeah.
Oh, I was getting pissed
But
off.
I think that Gears of War is such a small team that it feels.
More personal than it does like in the Call of Duty. I mean, in Battlefield, it doesn't feel personal, dude. You get shot, you get blown up in a helicopter, you're like fucking dumbass pilot. You get blown up in a tank. Yeah, it's like, that fucking pilot sucks. And it's like, no, like, you guys were like legit getting locked down by like 10 stingers and shit, and he couldn't land or something. Like, that's what happened, but you always blame the pilot.
So I played 20 minutes of it, and I said, I'm not like, I haven't had the training for. What?
So
I don't think Gears of War Judgment was more of their. I didn't like it as much. I thought 1, 2, or 3 were better multiplayer than Judgment was.
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that? I thought
Judgment was a lot of lost of. I don't know. I think it's a totally different game. I think the multiplayer is totally different than
Same
Gears 1,
shit.
2, or 3.
Everyone has
It
shotguns
wasn't the
and everybody
same
has
thing
retro
that
launcher.
It made a lot of things different. It drove me crazy. I hated Gears of Judgment, but I loved Gears of 1, 2. I really did. I mean,
Judgment was the only one.
I don't care. I'm just giving you my opinion.
Judgment was the only multiplayer in Gears of War that I actually enjoyed, that I actually thoroughly like went through and enjoyed playing the multiplayer. And the other Gears of War, I didn't even fuck with the multiplayer. I was like, screw this shit.
No, I'm curious about that because I'm the complete opposite. I'm not a multiplayer guy at all. I don't play a whole lot of multiplayer. I know IAMS, you play a lot of multiplayer shooters, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I prefer a long, deep like single player, but I like.
Well, and that's how I am. I prefer the single player experience, but Gears of War, the original Gears of War, is one of those multiplayer experiences that always clicked with me because there was a perfect balance between players. with something like a Call of Duty or even like a Titanfall, you always have that someone is more advantaged because of the more time they spent with the game. And Gears of War to me was like no matter how much time you spent with the game, every team was still balanced with the way that they played the game. You still have the same weapons. Nobody had more damage with anything. The maps were like perfectly symmetrical. Everything worked out well. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to what switched Jesus with you between Gears 1, 2, and 3 to Judgment, because to me, Gears 1 to me was like the perfect multiplayer game, and 2 and 3 kind of progressively got a little bit worse. Well, I think 3 actually redeemed itself a little bit, but what did you find about Judgment that made it click so much for you?
I really don't know. I mean, it's just the I don't know what it was, man. It was just something about the multiplayer and Judgment that I was into it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing as the Locust. I enjoyed playing like as a little different characters, the little tickers, the little dudes that jump. I don't know what the hell they're called.
Oh,
So playing as a beast was a big thing for you think?
Yeah, like playing as the different enemies and going against like like that one game what I forgot it was called. Like basically the cog were trying to defend like bases and you had to go attack the bases and basically
Sure.
fuck them up. Like playing as the enemy was like awesome. I thought that shit was fun. I thought playing as the cog was fun too. It was just it felt different. It felt smoother to me.
Sure.
It felt smoother. It felt like a better experience than the first three did. Because I mean, believe me, I try to go back to the Gears of War 3 and Gears of War 2 to play those multiplayers multiple times, and even Gears of War 1. And I really enjoyed the co-op on all of them. And all of them, the co-op was amazing. The co-op, it feels great. But on the multiplayer side, I was not feeling it. And on Judgment, the multiplayer side was spot on, I think.
Okay. Well, and Sean, I don't mean to like stomp on your parade of news stories, but I think this is a perfect opportunity to talk about the fact that there was some news leaked this week about the possibility of Gears 1 being released on Xbox One as a re-release. And I'm kind of curious what you guys think about that, because with the release of Master Chief Collection a few months ago, I think we kind of all expected Gears to be Gears at least 1 through 3, if not Gears 1 through 3 and Judgment.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the idea that they're talking about it just being Gears 1 with the multiplayer pack included in that? But
Um, I think they should go back and you know how they did, for the before Gears of War 3 came out, they had the Marcus Phoenix collection, or was it before Judgment came out, where they had the Marcus Phoenix collection, where they had like Gears 1 and 2, or was it 1, 2, and 3?
They
I think it was just 1 and
had
2.
that DLC.
Yeah, and then there was the DLC pack, right? And then it came with like a little like cog medal or something like that, some kind of collector's
Right.
edition shit. Well, I think they should do that, but they should include all the games. I mean, how is it that you're gonna release only like one game out of the entire series of games? It's like we're gonna play Gears of War 1 and we're not gonna have 2 and 3, and then we're gonna get a whole new Gears coming out 2 years later. It's like if you really want people to go back and play this entire series, you would release everything all at once, unless they're trying to like make more money off of it and release like the first one and then remaster the second or third and then Judgment and put those together to make them enough money to make the last one.
Sure.
I don't know how they're gonna do it.
I know what you're
I'm looking forward to Gears of One remastered. It's gonna be amazing.
Gears of One.
Me with my shotgun. I think they should not have brought the sawed off into the game, but I mean, I got good with the shotgun. You run up on people, you do that, roll, and you bam, just shoot them real quick. Man, people get so mad at that.
Hell yeah.
But I think that's going to be good, and I hope, like you were talking about, like what made Judgment. I think Judgment was a lot quicker. I think they changed a lot of the scoring, a lot of the way the characters shot and the gun shot differently. Yeah. But I'm really looking for going back to Gears of War 1. I mean, fighting that guy on the back of that train was one of my best experiences.
That was pretty cool, yeah.
On a 360, and I remember just playing that with a friend. Your Marcus,
the thing is though, we all look back on the 360 version. We all look back at Gears of War 1 and Gears of War 2, and everybody that you speak about Gears of War with, they will always bring up the co-op experience. They will always talk about how great the co-op was, This co-op was amazing. Nowadays, I don't know if the co-op will be just it's the same experience as it was before, because I played those games all those games basically couch co-op. Like I had a buddy sitting next to me in my house playing this game, and we were both same screen, split screen, playing Gears of War,
And it's awesome.
and it's amazing. But I think nowadays where we're more online gaming, how will it be?
I still play a lot of co-op games. You guys been talking about Borderlands like for the past few weeks, and that's like a straight.
But,
You know,
but Borderlands has been the same since it launched. Like basically everybody plays it online.
yeah,
There's some people
Borderlands
that
also
did
came
play.
out after years.
Yeah, but I mean, let's talk about we're getting Gears remastered. So how's it gonna be? I mean, I don't know
Well,
if it'll be the
my
same
thing is,
experience.
I look at it this way. I love playing games with people online. Jesus is how I met you. I love doing that. And I think, talking about, I know y'all hate me bringing this up, but Destiny. Destiny is better when you play with people.
Well, yeah.
Well,
So is
no shit.
Borderlands.
I mean, so is like basically every other multiplayer game out there. I mean, it's
No, but
better
I
when
mean,
you play
even
with
playing through
buddies.
the story, I'd rather play through a story of a game with somebody than by myself because we can sit there and talk about the game, our experiences, what's going on, working together. I like that idea of a game.
Hmm.
And going through, I remember Gears was amazing. I'd find somebody online to play with, and we play through the first act, and then try to play through with the second act or whatever. But having that experience with somebody I think it's better. Even the multiplayer, having that experience in a co-op game with somebody is better than having that experience by yourself because you don't have somebody to talk to about that. Does that make sense?
I know what you're saying because I play a lot of Diablo 3, which is to me is similar to a Destiny or a Borderlands in that it's a lot of repetition, but the fun of those kinds of games is getting online with someone that you know and that you can have a conversation with while you're playing. There's a lot of online games where you play with someone where you're so focused on the game and that's all you're concentrating on, and there's something very relaxing and enjoyable about playing a game where you can sit and have a conversation but also make some progress at the same time. I can't speak to Destiny because I got Destiny for like a week and nobody would play with me, so I returned it. But Diablo, I have a regular Diablo night that I play with a friend of mine online every Friday night. Me and my buddy DH Cheney. Shout out to DH Cheney. We play every Friday night, and that game is not like tactically in intensive. You don't. It doesn't take a whole lot of control to like master that game, but it's so much fun and like all the loot and that kind of thing. I'm down
So,
with that.
we're talking about all these co-op games. What is the best co-op game that you guys think you guys have ever played?
Mm.
Diablo might be, because Diablo could be any
Yeah.
level, any character can jump in.
Yeah, I think Diablo is like probably one of the funnest ones that I've played. But I mean, if I want to know the best co-op experience that I've had, it was probably Rainbow Six Vegas.
Vegas.
Hmm.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Vegas, like the Vegas series, like playing those couch. Like, I always go back to couch co-op because that's like the best experience I think. You're right there with your buddy and shit. And I just remember playing like Rainbow Six Vegas and just having so much fun playing that game co-op. It
Hmm.
was an amazing game. I can't wait for the new Rainbow Six. That's gonna be fun.
You're speaking my buddy Aaron's language, who I host with on Hollywood Outsider. He loves the Rainbow Six games and in this you got a huge boner for the new one coming out.
Oh
So
man, that game looks amazing. It looks like a lot of
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I
Um,
disagree. I disagree highly.
What? What?
I watched some of that. I've been watching the Twitch stuff, and it looks to me it's like you go and you set up, and if you're the first person to die, you gotta sit there and wait until a match is over before you can do anything. Like, I don't like that shit.
Gears of War did the same thing.
Yeah, it's a tactical game. It's like what's that game on the 360 that just released not too long ago? Like Counter-Strike. I mean, you have to play smart. If you just run like a dumbass into the fucking house and get shot, well, that's your fault.
Jesus.
But
Do
see,
I
I
look like
think-
a smart guy? No, I'm not a smart guy. I just
think-
want to go
Yeah,
on.
but I
and-
mean, if you're playing with your buddies, you're gonna like plan like, okay, guys, we're gonna take it down this way. You guys are gonna go through this window. We're gonna go through this window and go in there and fucking throw flashbangs, and then you go through the fucking house and clear that shit out. Like that's what you do. You gotta play as a team. It's a co-op game. That's what people don't get nowadays. So when you go and play a co-op game, people don't fucking want to play it like a co-op game. They want to play it like a Call of Duty.
Mhm.
They
running.
can just run around themselves and shoot.
Yeah, you think you're just like, oh, I'm gonna go in there by myself and be a hero, guys, and then they go die, and then they like quit the match, and they were the host, and like it's host mic greeting for like 5 minutes.
Well, see,
Then
that's what I think I like about Destiny is if when you get like on the raid or if you get on like the Nightfall and you have to actually talk to somebody and work stuff out and say, hey, we need y'all over here. I'm going to run the sword. We do this. We do that. I really like that.
The coordination is really like kind of an appeal for those kind of games.
Yeah. And then when you get done, you're like, yeah, good job, guys. That was awesome. You know, we worked
Virtual
together.
high five. Virtual high five, bro.
Yeah.
High fives for everybody. You get a high five. You get a high five. You get a high five. High fives for all you.
All right, Oprah. Can we move on? Or
Yeah. Hey, can I say a game I played real quick?
Well, yeah.
No.
is it a Tim Schafer game from like
Is
the
it a-
1990s?
Is it a good
I just
game?
want to mention it real quick because we haven't mentioned it on the show.
Can I guess what it is?
No, I finished Full
Hello
Throttle
Kitty
this week.
Racing.
You already said this, Hook. You
No,
already
we
said
did it
this.
before we started recording.
I mean,
I
if
finished Full
if the
Throttle.
listeners are
It's
listening right
amazing.
now, and if Hook said this after the intro,
No, I
I
did
want
not
you guys
say
to
that.
leave us a voicemail and tell
Did I
Hook.
say it after the intro, Imes?
No, it was before.
Was it before? Okay,
Yeah,
I
it was
feel
before.
like he's repeating himself.
I played Full Throttle. I finished it yesterday. It's this week was the 20th anniversary of it. It is an amazing game. If you can find a copy of this game, please play it. I think it's one of the best adventure games I've ever played.
Did you play it on
finish it?
PC?
Yeah, I actually have I was cleaning out my car the other day and I found my old CD case and it was stuck in the CD case, my original CD. And I put it on the computer and it wouldn't work, so I had to download a program to run it. But I actually played it on my PC and everything. And I mean, I just remember it. And it's a really good story, a really good game. Tim Schafer's some of the best writing out there.
Yeah.
But if you get a chance to look up Full Throttle and play it, it won't take you very long if you kind of know what to do. If you want to look at hints, I mean, I just remember everything.
What is this game about?
You're a motorcycle bike gang.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And your name's
Full
Ben.
throttle. I get it.
Okay.
And this guy makes bikes for a bike company called Corley Motors, and he is murdered, and you're framed for his murder, and you have to kind of get out of find a way out of it and show who really did it. So I think I probably beat it in like 5 or 6 hours because I knew what to do, but it's really, really good. I mean, it's really good.
I believe you, man, but it's like a 20-year-old game.
So
Yeah, I'm
how is
good.
a 20-year-old game not going to be good?
I'm good.
I'm not saying it's not going to be good, but like hey.
It's gonna
Hey.
be garbage. It's gonna be garbage, dude. Let's just face it.
No,
So
no,
it's
no.
all
I'm not saying the game is garbage.
You sit
I've
here
honestly,
and compared a game to DuckTales and Super Mario Brothers 3.
Ooh.
Sure.
Okay. New fight here. Let's go.
So
no. This is good. This is good. Keep
I
going.
mean, no. I mean, you compare a game to that, and you say that's a good game because you compare it to that. This is a good adventure game. If you want to sit there and say, okay, I mean, have you played like Walking Dead and stuff like that?
Sure. Absolutely.
Have you played like have you ever played Day of Tentacle or Manic Mansion or?
I missed Day of the Tentacle and I played Manic Mansion, but I did play Monkey Island and I played some of the Zoom. I played those.
You like Monkey Island?
Oh, I love Monkey Island. That's like
If you like Monkey Island, you'll love this one even more.
No, I'm with you. I'm not, and don't take me this. This is me knocking you, dude, whatsoever. I just
So it's
But I'm-
just why did I play a 20-year-old game?
well, it's kind of that, but Tim Schafer has also recently released Broken Age, like the second act of Broken Age. Like, why are you not talking more about that? That's where I'm curious.
Okay, because I remember I'm 34, so I remember playing this game when I was 14.
So it's a nostalgia thing.
Yeah, and usually about every
That's cool.
4 years, I'll find my disc and I'll put it in and I'll play it. And it's, I enjoy it. I guess I remember playing it when I was 14 and just, man, this is amazing. This is the best game ever. Just really enjoying it.
How
Dude, this is not me knocking you whatsoever.
Oh, I know.
I'm surprised that you like praise a game like that so much, but I'm not hearing like for you being that high on a game like that. Why have you not tried Broken Age, which was like a huge Kickstarter success, and like everyone's praising that game right now, especially the second half of that's come out.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't really usually like adventure games.
Okay.
Um,
What'd you
and
like, Full
I
Throttle?
just got this one. I remember playing Full Throttle and Normality, and I don't know if you ever heard of that game. When I
Mm-hmm.
was younger, I remember playing like Seventh Guest and then 11th Hour. Those were
Oh,
more
those were
puzzle games.
awesome.
Um,
FMV.
and I don't know. I guess Full Throttle just stuck with me a lot because I mean I spent forever trying to. I never looked up stuff. You know, back then you didn't have anything to look up. I never looked it up. I did it on myself, and just really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoy this story. Maybe I need to go look into more of his stuff.
Well, and again, don't tell me this is knocking you whatsoever. If you like Full Throttle, dude, I've never played Full Throttle, so I can't speak to it. That's one of those that, like, when I was a kid, everybody raved about, but all I had was Monkey Island and that kind of
Mhm.
stuff. So I never got into it. But I'm not knocking the game. I can't speak to it because I never played it. But that same developer is making these games that everybody's raving about. And if you love Full Throttle that much, man, go give Broken Age a shot because everyone is like raving the hell out of that game.
Maybe I do. Yeah, you know what? I will. I will
That's-
because I think I don't know. I'll send you my disc. You know, look up
Whoa.
Full Throttle. Look
Whoa,
up.
whoa, look, you're gonna need that disc in 5 years, dude. You're gonna need that disc back.
And my question thing is, why does it like I'll lose the disc and it just shows up once every 5 years? And I don't.
No, you don't lose it. You just place it somewhere where you look every 5 years.
Just
place it somewhere where
reacquired
where you don't clean. That's what happens. You put it somewhere where you don't clean.
Yeah, you don't clean for 5 years. You know you're not gonna clean for. You're like, yeah, I'm not gonna clean this spot for 5 years. Put my disc in here real quick, and then you just leave.
I actually found. I was about to start last night. Like Space Ace and Dragon Slayer, and I actually found my old Quake 2 disc, and so I was going to start.
Man, I thought I was nostalgic. Holy cow, dude! You
Look, oh, he plays his old games and Destiny.
old games in Destiny. Is that your?
Old games and
That should be
Destiny.
like your gamer tag on Xbox One.
Old games
games
and
in
Destiny.
I found my old Final Fight Sega CD disc. I found my Night Trap CD disc.
Night
I found my
Trap,
Marky
the
Mark and the
FMV,
Funky Bunch Sega
like
CD.
pre-Sewer Shark.
I got Sewer Shark. Yeah, I already had Sewer Shark.
Wow.
All right, Hook. You talked about this already last week. Last week. Do
We've
you
lost,
remember where you
we've
came
lost
from?
like all our young listeners in like the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Hey,
We
can I
don't
talk
need-
about can I talk about pinball a little bit?
Go ahead.
Do any of you guys play pinball at all? Like pinball,
Rob.
video pinball?
Rob does. That's his thing. Too bad he's not here.
Yeah, he
Oh,
loves the
man.
pinball games.
I would love to talk to Rob about pinball because Pinball FX2 is like my jam, guys. No joke. I think I've put more hours into Pinball FX2 on Xbox 360 and Xbox One than any other game I've ever played in my entire life.
It's
And
a
I
fun game, and you get sucked into it so fast, and you're just like in there for hours. You're like, oh fuck.
Right. But there's like to keep this like current. There's actually a couple tables that releases this past week that I think are high quality. The first is the Age of Ultron table to coincide with the movie that came out on Thursday night, which is a really solid table. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of depth because you guys haven't talked about pinball a whole lot, so I'm not going to get super technical. But there's an Age of Ultron table as well as a new Star Wars table, which is Star Wars Rebels based off the TV show.
Yeah,
Both are really solid. What was that, Hook?
I heard about the Star Wars Rebel. I haven't heard about the Age of Ultron one.
Oh man, they're so good, and I'm helplessly addicted to pinball tables. If you guys want to like have some fun and like meet up and do some competitions, I love pinball. I don't know why, because what's weird is like I play pinball in real life, and I feel like the actual pinball tables cheat. I feel like they're the drains are super cheap and that kind of thing. But playing video pinball for whatever reason is just works for me, and I cannot recommend it enough. I'm one of those dudes. No joke. I owned 52. That's a 5-2 tables on Pinball FX2, and every one of
You
those
paid
tables
for
has
every
cost.
single one, haven't you?
What's that?
You paid for every single one, haven't you?
Absolutely. I played for every single one, and each one costs at least $3, if not $4 or $5. So not only have I spent that much time on this game, but I spent that much money on this game, and it's outstanding. There's actually a pinball game on Xbox One right now called Pinball Arcade, which is really clever because where Pinball FX makes its own tables, which are based on things that could not actually happen on a pinball table, Pinball Arcade takes real life pinball tables and turns them into a digital form, so you can actually play them on a digital format, which is super cool if you live in an area that has the pinball tables for real, because you can practice on the digital pinball tables and then go to the actual pinball table and play it for real and try to get one of the high scores. And when it's awesome. I got a buddy that lives out in Portland, which, Jesus, you're from Portland, right? Or Oregon?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. One of my best friends lives in Portland, and he has a. Do you live in Portland?
No, I live outside of Portland.
Is it like how far outside of Portland?
Probably like 20 miles away.
Okay, so are you familiar with ground control?
Yeah, everybody knows ground control, man.
Ground control has like 30 or 40 pinball tables, and he
that's
goes to his house and plays these games on his console to practice these tables, and then goes to ground control where they have the actual pinball tables, plays them there, and actually like competes in competitions, that kind of thing. That, to me, that is awesome. So I'm in the minority of people that actually like pinball, but pinball is like legitimately fun. It's not just banging banging a ball from like a paddle at the bottom. There's missions and strategy in pinball that it's awesome. It's an awesome game, and I wish more people would give a chance to. Does anybody else here play
I
that?
don't know if I'm good enough. I love pinball. I remember, I guess Funhouse was my favorite pinball game.
Oh, with the clown where you hit his face? Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
I remember that, and then I remember I worked at a movie theater, and they had Star Wars. When the new Star Wars came out, it has like a digital
Episode 1.
screen.
Episode 1.
What? Episode 1, yeah.
Yep.
And playing that one a lot. But, I mean, can you find those online or in Pinball Arcade or anything?
Some of them you can. I mean, like I said, the Pinball FX prides itself in making unique tables that you can't play in real life. So they're either ones that they've based on properties, like there's a lot of Star Wars tables on Pinball FX, but they also have a lot of unique tables that are unique just to them. And
I guess
again,
my problem is it doesn't feel like the same playing an arcade pinball as it does going to have the actual glass and the actual pinballs, bouncing on it.
and I'm with you 100%. I think it doesn't play the same, but to me, and this is me personally, my buddy Mike who lives in Portland will disagree with me. Playing pinball on an actual table is a infinitely different experience than playing it on a video game.
Oh, yes.
Because you have more leeway in a video pinball game than you do in an actual physical game. So to me, it's like I don't know how to say this without it's a gateway drug almost to actual pinball, because regular pinball is hard as hell.
Yeah.
It seems like a cheap ass game, but video pinball with Pinball FX and Pinball Arcade seems like a legit way to get people interested in it, especially since they use so many properties that people are familiar with: Star Wars, Walking Dead, Ninja Gaiden. There's so many different games that or even properties that people are familiar with that gets people into it. It's a ton of fun. And
They don't want your extra coin, man. They don't need you to keep feeding it quarters. That's why.
But that's what's cool is if you're trying to get a high score, you have a first ball that sucks, just start the game over. You can't do that at a pinball machine at an arcade.
Have you ever played it on a 3D TV? 3D pinball?
Man, I haven't, but I would love to. If
So
there was an opportunity to do that, I would do that in a
Oh
heartbeat.
yeah, because I've tried on the PS4 and the PS3. There's whatever pinball one they have, and they have a couple of tables that are like demo tables, and I played that in 3D on my 3D TV. Man, it looks it looks realistic. It's pretty fun.
See, I wonder if that would like scare me off or make me more apt to play it because again, if I want to play 3D pinball, I'll go to an arcade and play it for real.
Yeah, you gotta stand up. No one wants to stand up. No one wants to stand up unless you got a bar stool. That's all good, I guess.
That's true. Do you guys play any like games on your like phones or iPads or tablets?
Jesus plays the hell out of some games on his iPhone.
Oh yeah, geez, what have you been playing lately on that?
I think he went to sleep.
Did he?
Oh shit! Hello. Oh, there you go. I play a lot of Civilization Revolution too, man, and
Civ Rev?
yeah, and I also play a lot of there's a game called Game Dev Story. I play that
Oh,
game
yeah.
a lot. I don't know if you heard about that. That game is fucking awesome.
I have, and that was the game that they like trip people up on, and the ones that were like downloading it illegally. Did they have like a deal on there where like if they download it illegally, then
Oh, that's the PC version. There's a iPhone version. If you go and I think it costs money. I don't know how it's like $3 or something.
sure.
But it's called Game Dev Story, and it's not made by the same people who made the one Game Dev Tycoon on the PC or whatever. They're making a game for the iPhone actually themselves, but
Sure.
it's a similar game. You're a game company and you make video games, and that game is tons of fun. I play that a lot. That's like probably the main game that I play. There's
Nice.
also like games like Oregon Trail that I play.
That was
and-
on iOS or Android?
Yeah, iOS. All these are iOS games.
Okay.
And recently I've been playing this game called Dominations. It's like a Clash of Clans,
Sure.
but it's made by Big Huge Games, the company Big Huge Games, and yeah, it's a fun game. It's like
Sure.
Clash of Clans but better.
Okay. If I could make a recommendation on the mobile front, there's a game that I discovered this past week called Does Not Commute. Not does not compute, but does not commute.
Actually, I downloaded that game earlier this week.
Did you play it?
I haven't played it. I have it on my phone right now.
Oh man, that game is fantastic. It is so addicting. Let me say that how this game works.
Okay.
It's like an isometric view, like you're an overhead view of a city, and they give you a vehicle on one end of the city that says, and they give you a story, like some stupid story, like so and so needs to get to the movie theater at this end of the town, and the only controls you have in the entire game are left and right, that analog stick
Are
basically.
you talking about Commute?
Yeah, does
Yeah.
not commute. You played a hook?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, it's so good, is it not?
I just need to pay for it so I don't have to start from the beginning every single time.
Well,
Is this on Android? Does anybody know? I'll check it right now.
if you've ever played like Super Meat Boy, like Super Meat Boy is one of those like action games where you play and you die, and then when you finally beat the level, they show every iteration of your character that like went through that game. This game is like that, but actually forces you to play through every iteration of your character. So when you have an overhead view, you have one car and it says get from A to B. You turn left or right, you kind of maneuver tank controls through a city and get this car from A to B. Then it says, okay, you did that. Now go to your second car and move your character from A to B from a different point of town to this and that. You got it right there, Hook?
I think it's this one, isn't it?
Yes, that's it. That's exactly it. This makes great radio, by the way.
I know.
Visual aids on a audio podcast.
Is
Awesome.
this it? Is this it? Does that look
Hey,
right?
we're on YouTube at Horrible Gamers Podcast.
But what makes this interesting is like by the end of the game or by the end of the round, you were expected to put a 15th or more car into traffic to try to navigate this car through what you did before. So everything you did before is showing up on the screen where you turned left or right to get car A to point B, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend it.
I guess my biggest problem with it is like if your car's coming from the other way, it gets kind of confusing with the left and right.
Right. It makes you. It kind of brings you back to the Resident Evil days of tank controls. Like you're going left and right, but you're going in left and right from the perspective of where your car is facing. So you have to remember that, and Seriously, it's a free game. You're not gonna like miss anything out on
No,
this.
hold on. Let's get this right. It's a free game, but if you don't want to start from the beginning every single time, you have to pay to get started at the checkpoints.
And what's the price on that?
$2.
$2.
Is it $2
or?
$2 every checkpoint?
No, I think it's just $2 for the whole game.
Sorry, guys,
I don't know, I
man,
haven't
but
bought it yet.
it's a little steep for me. I'm actually deleting this. I downloaded it, but delete. I want to check it out.
Sounds already done with this game. This game costs $2. F that.
No, hell yeah, I
I'm
won't
just-
pay no $2 for nothing.
I paid $15 for Civ Rev 2 on my phone.
15?
$15.
Oh my god, that's like 13 more.
The only app I've ever paid that much money on is a app that I use to keep track of my NES collection, which I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a huge NES card collector. And I paid $20 for an app to keep track of all my collection.
You have so many that you have to keep track of them?
I actually went to a flea market this morning. No joke. Literally today, this morning, I went to a flea market and I spent about $240 on 7 cartridges for my collection.
I have been in the flea market. When I used to live in the Bay Area up in California, up in like San Jose, I used to go to a flea market and you go to that guy who's got that little spot with all the games, all the old games and the new games.
It's so much fun.
It is so much fun. But they always want way more than, like, for a new game, like, say, like, Destiny, the one, like, $58. You're like, come on.
Well, that's the thing is, this is the one guy I found in several years that actually, like, sells his stuff for market value, which is refreshing. But to answer your question, there are something about a little over 800 NES games, and I have today I hit 614.
Jeez, man. Hey, you heard that GameStop's going to start selling those again, right?
Yeah, the rumor is that they've actually like been cornering the market, and they have something like 40% of all retro games in stock.
They're gonna start buying them and selling them again, but they're only gonna do it online. But I mean, that's good. At least you'll know like prices. You won't have to deal with someone trying to haggle you on.
Well, someone like a collector like me is can be more concerned about what it's gonna do to the market. Is it gonna like inflate the market or make the prices go down? Because if I know GameStop is going to offer prices that are way much more higher than what they're actually worth. So is that going to dilute the market, or is it going to, make those actually local collectors make bank? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, that is interesting.
My question is, can I take my thing to GameStop and trade it in, and they put it online, or do I have to put it online to trade it in? If I have to take my full throttle, do I have to take my night trap? Do I have to take my
you bring it in, and they'll give you like about 14.5 cents for that. You'll be fine.
Save, you're gonna need that again in 5 years, Hook.
My Final Fight CD. I mean, I think it goes for about $20 online. So
GameStop's like, a lot of people hate on GameStop's game trade values, but every once in a while they have some games. Like I just took a couple games in that I had for a while. I took in GTA 4 and I got like $20 for it.
GTA 4.
Yeah, that was insane. I was like, oh, I'm taking this in. If I'm getting $20 towards something else, I'm taking this game in because I didn't even like GTA 4 to be honest. So
I got what, like 60 for my Kinect for my Xbox One.
Why did you sell your Kinect, man?
Well, do you use yours?
I use it every day, every single time. I turn it on, turn it off, go to settings, go to new games, go to friends
on your
list.
controller, there's a button that you can press to turn on your.
It's so much easier, dude.
I use my voice controls every single time. Xbox on, Xbox turn off.
Well, see, I guess mine was when I was married, I couldn't be loud, and so I had to use my controllers, and so I sold it. And now that I'm not married, it's awesome. I can do whatever I want.
It's like Xbox One. Jim, shut the fuck up! You're not allowed to talk. Yeah.
Do you think I'm joking?
So, yeah, I don't, because I remember you used to have to podcast from your porch.
Yeah, outside on the porch because I was so loud. Okay. Do I have to do that now? No, I do what I want.
No, you just go to your mom's house.
No, come on. You've met Amanda. She's cool with me podcasting wherever.
That's because she barely knows you, dude. Give her a year, and she'd be like, "This weird podcast thing you do is just getting out of hand."
Man, this podcast got awkward all of a sudden.
Oh,
Yeah, it's getting derailed really fast. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's talk some fucking news. This week, the biggest news in the world, it is Silent Hills has been canceled. The new Silent Hill game, which was announced last year through a playable teaser called PT, not ET, was a collaboration between film director Guillermo del Toro and Metal Gear Solid designer Hideo Kojima. It was going to star the actor Norman Reedus, and people were really excited for this horror game. But over the past month, word became, rumors came out of Konami that these were not going very well between the developer and Kojima, and speculation started going around that Silent Hills will be canceled. And over the weekend and everything going on last week, Del Toro said that the game wasn't happening, and sure enough, now it's official. I believe even Hideo Kojima is fucking just done. Like he's like whatever, like fuck you guys.
I don't, dude. That PT was amazing, man.
PT, I remember watching you play that whole entire demo. Or whatever.
Yeah, if it wasn't for you, I would. Remember, I gave up on it. I played it, and I was like, no, I don't understand what's going on in this game. This is stupid, but it looks really cool, and it's kind of creepy. And then you told me to get on to stream it, and I did, and then we used walkthroughs to get through it.
Yeah, I watched you get through it. And I was looking up like walkthroughs or what the fuck do you do, like hints, and you finally made it through, and it was pretty amazing. Yeah, it would have been a good game. It would have been a good horror game, but maybe it wasn't worth it.
It was creepy, man. The first game that made me like I watch horror movies, I play horror games. Everything I do is revolved around horror if it could possibly be, and that game really did get to me.
Maybe Konami doesn't have the capital, the money to just waste on a game like this.
Well, why do you put PT out if you're not going to put the game out?
Maybe because Kojima wanted it to be out. Kojima wanted it. He was like, maybe Konami went to Kojima and they're like, yo, we need you to make a game, man. We need money. And, you don't work for us to just sit on your ass. And he's like, well, I want to make a game, guys, but I don't want to make Metal Gear Solid. I want to make a game like Silent Hill because that game was really popular. So like, okay, start on your project. We'll give you money. And then maybe they saw the PT didn't do so well. Maybe they thought like, fuck, we're going in the bad route. We should have went multi-platform with the demo. Who knows what the fuck went through their heads?
Go out multi-platform. Go up to Xbox.
Maybe,
hey, bitch,
maybe Norman Reedus and Guillermo del Toro wanted too much money to work on the project. Maybe they were like, we want more money to work on this. And they were like, fuck you guys, we're not going to give you more money. You have what you have, and that's what you're going to get.
I don't know how you put out a playable teaser for a game that you're not going to put out.
Is that what PT stands for?
Yeah, playable teasers.
I was joking, guys.
Oh. Yeah.
But fuck, I mean, seriously, like,
That's what you...
they fucking, yeah, you're right. I mean, they do release this demo. There's a fucking whatever. Everybody's all hyped up about it. And it looked good. I mean, it was a good looking demo. I mean, it was just the same shit over and over for 100 times. But it is what it is. It's not no more. It is canceled.
Here's my thing on the whole thing is that we don't know what the hell happened with Kojima and Konami. Like, there's so much speculation about what happened, and all we can assume is that things went south fast because that didn't happen like over several months. That was like immediately.
Like a week, like a few days. Yeah, it was just like okay,
and Kojima is a huge name. Man, he's a huge name. That's like a cornerstone of Konami as far as I'm concerned. And if we're going to be honest, his leaving is probably going to be the chink in the armor for Konami not being relevant anymore in the next few years. Right?
Well, I don't think Konami's worried about a video game. I mean, they do a lot of stuff.
Does Konami own like the big name games that Kojima made? Do they own like the rights to Metal Gear Solid and
Absolutely, because his name has been removed from Metal
Oh
Gear Solid.
shit! So they're
So it's no longer
fucked.
Kojima Productions. It's all now Konami Productions, from what
Wow.
I've read. Anyway.
So I mean, maybe the game won't sell as well, but it will still sell for the big fans.
Oh, it's gonna sell by name only.
Yeah, but I mean, what if it's not a good game? What is that gonna put in
No,
Konami's? Like everybody's gonna look at Konami like, "Fuck you guys, we're not gonna trust you again with another game."
no. What game are you talking? Are you talking about Metal Gear Solid? Or are you talking
Yeah,
about Silent Hill?
Metal Gear Solid, like the new one that's supposed to come out soon, isn't it? What the
Yes,
fuck is it called?
coming out this summer. Phantom Pain.
Yeah, I mean, what if that game fucking fails? I mean, granted, probably Kojima's been working on it this whole fucking time, and it's probably like done basically.
Well, that's my thing is like there's so much speculation right now with that whole situation that I don't know what's going on. But the important thing to me is this issue with Silent Hills. And it's unfortunate to me from a person that loves video games so much and particularly the way that I love the way they've rolled out PT. Because to me, PT was a brilliant marketing move to get Silent Hills because nobody knew what PT was. If you remember back when they announced that was it E3?
Mm-hmm.
They announced
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
When they announced it, they said, "Hey, there's this playable teaser available online. It's downloadable for free. It's like 2 or 3 hours of gameplay, and nobody has been able to crack it yet. And you should go check it out." And nobody even knew what Silent Hills attached whatsoever. That was an awesome, awesome marketing move that I am really depressed that it's going to fall by the wayside now because I want more developers to make that kind of a gamble in terms of marketing, to make something like that happen. To release a 2 or 3 hour experience that is going to get people interested and excited about a game and make them want to buy that game and to make that developer want to make a hardcore game that those players want to play. And now we have this issue where they finally did that. They finally took a chance with marketing, and it went to hell. And
And they
now
showed
who's
us
going to take that
Daryl.
chance again?
It showed us Daryl and got us excited. Now we don't get to watch Daryl.
Like I said, I think something happened. They had the game working on it, and then they decided to pull it at the last second. Maybe they asked for too much money, like you were talking about earlier.
No, I honestly don't think it had to do with money because Norman Reedus was already involved in it, so the money wasn't an issue as far as I'm concerned.
I just wonder how much time did they put into this game.
Say that again?
I wonder how much time they put into this game to just cancel it.
Or at least,
Because, I mean, I don't think how you can get people or the gaming community so excited and then just pull a game. Because, this game is going to sell a buttload because of the PT and then Norman Reedus. You know it's going to sell a buttload. I don't know why you would just pull it all of a sudden.
Well, that's kind of the conspiracy theory. If you know anything about Kojima, Kojima has kind of a track record for like doing this kind of a stunt for publicity. So one of the conspiracy theories is that this whole thing is, oh, hey, just joking. We're actually going to release this game because everyone's now talking about it, and now it's going to be a thing. So,
do you think Konami's going to even if he really did leave, take all the stuff that he did make and try to put a game out with it?
a game out with PT?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, whatever they've put time into, do you think they'll try to finish it and put something out?
Well, I mean, they've pretty much said that it's done. I mean, they've gone on the record and said that that project is done. Whether or not they go forward with that would have to be like some kind of new IP. It's not going to have the Silent Hill name attached to it. I mean, you get a lot of legal issues going on with that, which is unfortunate
They might do it
because
with a new IP and say, "Oh, it's actually this game." That's why we were saying, Silent Hill is done.
yeah,
Did you guys sign the petition that's going around to get Silent Hill going? Like, we want Silent Hill.
no.
I did.
I want to sign the position to get Tragic sent back to space.
So, according to like my email, I keep getting emails. I've got like 3 or 4 of them saying that I gotten other people to sign up for it. I mean, they're up to forgot the number, but there's a pretty good number of people who signed that petition to get like Silent Hill, to get it to come out. But
See, I'm indifferent about the PT experience because I think visually and aesthetically that game is awesome. The way that
Yeah.
game made you feel creeped out while you're playing it was fantastic. But the way that you had to solve that game was ridiculous.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no way that you could have figured that out without a guide and all this kind of stuff.
It makes you
And
wonder who was the first person to go through that shit and beat it.
you had to like stare at a phone for like 15 seconds or something. Like, come on.
So you had to pick the phone up and talk through your PlayStation mic.
Yeah.
You had to say something into it.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
no joke. Sean, you'll appreciate this because you and I listen to another podcast that we have a similar interest. But I was actually in Nashville with the Married to the Games podcast while
Yeah.
Gabe Patillo played that game for the first time ever. And if you know that guy, he hates horror games. To begin
Oh
with.
yeah, I remember that. You guys had he had an audience. You guys were like 70 people or something.
Yeah, we were sitting and like watching him. I was actually in the room while he played that, and
Nice.
I'm going, there's no way I would ever figure this crap out. It's not even like the scared tactic so much. It's like you said, stare at the phone and say something into the microphone of the PlayStation camera. It was convoluted, and it was not in an interesting way. If you want to make a Silent Hills game, bring that atmosphere, but make a game that is going to be accessible to everybody. And
Yeah.
they didn't do that with PT. PT was successful because it was so messed up and it was so well executed in its horror aspect. And I want to see more of that kind of marketing. And I'm worried that the failure of this is going to squelch that, and that makes me nervous.
Yeah, I don't think the real game would have actually been anything like it. Probably,
I
I
didn't
think
either.
that was just that was its own thing, and it was really clever and freaky, and just the way you hear that 5, 6, 0, 3, 2, 4, you're like, what the hell's going on, man? Just the way it was creepy, man. The real game obviously would be a lot different. They wouldn't go first person. That would be too different for Silent Hill. You know what? To be honest with you, I never played a Silent Hill game, so I don't really know. I know they're third person.
Uh-huh.
I never played any of them. I know they use a lot of fog effects before they could get draw distance and all that. No, I haven't played Silent Hill. I haven't.
Well, I can't recommend the first one because, man, that game is clunky as hell. But the atmosphere in the original Silent Hill was effective for me when I was a kid. But again, I was 16 years old, so.
Isn't that what made the old school like horror games like good though? Because even the Resident Evil, the first one was clunky as hell, but that's what made it scary because you couldn't be relied on your controls. Like you couldn't.
Yeah, and it has something to do with the audience nowadays. I mean, audiences have become callous to certain aspects of horror that
I don't know. I remember playing Condemned on the 360, but it scared the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm. When those dummies came to life.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, I played a couple of Silent Hills, but I mean, Condemned really just stuck out to me. I guess it was just, when it was right when the 360 came out, the visuals were awesome at the time, and you weren't
Was it
expecting.
before or after Full Throttle?
That was after Full Throttle.
Oh, was it? Okay. Just wanna
Yeah.
make sure.
But I mean, really, and those dummies, you're walking through the department store with the dummies looking like people with a little flashlight. Scary as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you look at what does scare people,
That's the trick, is getting people to get scared. Because you're going to have your audience of people that are going to be frightened by a movie like Poltergeist, where you have a clown that jumps out at them, and those boo scares. But there's something about a psychological horror, and I think that's where Silent Hill, to me, trumped Resident Evil, even though I liked Resident Evil so much. Silent Hill messed with my head way more than Resident Evil ever did.
Like during Halloween, I used to work at haunted houses. I would do haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I go to haunted houses, I'm not scared at all. And
I
it
hope
takes
not.
a lot to get me scared because I know how everything works and the people and all that stuff. And they've had some new haunted houses up here that really scare me. And it's unbelievable the stuff like they do in those now compared to how we did the haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, because the ones they do up here, you go in by yourself. It's dark. I mean, there's some crazy stuff that you do, and it's just like, how far can we pull people? Because everything you do, it's gonna numb some sense of your body. So if I just do it over and over and over again, I'm gonna get numb to that feeling. It's not gonna happen. It's like the horror movies from a long time ago, like Jason jumping out, is different from the horror movies today, where it's real life. We have these cameras on these people, and this is happening. That's scary.
Yeah, just you gotta grow up, Hook. You gotta be an adult.
Yeah, Hook. Stop being so nostalgic.
Yeah, you gotta quit being a pussy.
Anyways, guys, let's
I
fucking
did not
move
say that,
on.
Hook. Just go on the record. I did not call you a pussy.
We're moving on now, guys.
I call him a pussy.
Well, whatever. Let's move on. We're
Pussy.
talking about Project Cars. Let's talk about Project Cars. In Project Cars, you're able to tweak the graphics or the visual FX of, the game to make it look better or worse.
Yeah. Are you prepared for this?
I am not prepared for this.
That was like the worst segment you ever done into anything, man.
I have. I'm not prepared for this. Dude, I haven't been on the podcast for like 2 months. Give me a fucking break here, dude.
Yeah,
Shit.
so okay, well check it out. In Project Cars, which on the Xbox One and PS4, you can be able to tweak your graphics settings.
Yeah, you are. You make them look better or worse, I guess. Or better or normal.
I don't know about better or worse, but you could add stuff, dude.
Like what?
Well, you could tweak all kinds of shit. You could tweak your filters, your lens flare.
Why the fuck would you not want to add more stuff? Why would you just have it all in the beginning when you launch the game instead of having the player add that stuff?
That's kind of the customization aspect of a game like that. You want to like make your car yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're making the screen yours.
Well, no. Yeah. So you can tweak like basically the post-processing filters, the lens flares, the raindrops, the screen dirt, the bloom, and you could tweak all the fine details, like what you can normally do on a PC that you can't do on an Xbox One or a PS4.
Why don't they just put it all in the beginning? This is stupid. This is like a gimmick. This is like something for like getting people to buy the game.
It is, but at least you could like, I don't want to have rain. I don't want to have the dirt. I don't want to have the glare off the window. Like I don't. I was playing Drive Club, which was a pretty game. It was beautiful, man. But when you're facing the sun's facing you, coming up on a hill, it got that glare, like really like you're driving. Like it just kind of blinds you for a second. What if you don't want that? Well, take that shit out. You don't have to have it.
That makes you a cheater, though.
What if you never? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't really looked at enough gameplay on Project Cars to really get into. I should ask my cousin, because my cousin actually got hired full time over there at Namco. I should talk to him about that.
I don't know how well that game's gonna do, man. I just don't think it'll do very well.
Project Cars? Yeah, you know what? No one's talking about it.
No one is talking about it. It's like a game that has fallen off the map big time. Like, what is Project Cars?
What do you know about Project Cars, Scott?
Very, very little. I'm not a car guy whatsoever. I played. I think someone earlier mentioned Forza with the Fast and Furious pack. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big car guy. If it's not Mario Kart, I'm not super interested. So, like, I can't speak too much, to be honest with you.
But just okay. You're just like us. You're into video games. You're into video games news and all that stuff.
Sure.
Project Cars hasn't even came up like that often.
At all.
Barely at all. It's not like Forza. Forza, you heard about that. Forza Horizon 2.
You hear about Forza? You hear about what's the Sony version?
Drive Club?
Gran Turismo.
Oh,
you hear about those all the time, but this seems to be like one that like they mentioned at E3 a couple of years ago, and we've heard very, very, very little about it. And I feel like this is something that's going to be like revealed at E3 this year. That's going to be, hey, we've got this awesome car game that's going to have all these customizable features, and you should be excited about it, even though every other game has been able to do this for years. So,
Hey, Scott, that's very true. But actually, this game comes out in a couple of weeks.
Oh wow, it does.
Yeah, it comes out. I think.
see, there you go. Me misinformed. Them not marketing it because I didn't even know.
Yeah. So like a couple weeks before they come out, they go, check us out. We got some cool shit. You can customize some stuff. The game comes out on I'm gonna say the 12th. I'm not sure of May.
That shows how much I pay attention to.
That's next week, dude.
racing games.
Yeah.
Or the week after next. Yeah, that's like the week after next.
I know it comes out very soon. And it's kind of been it's just like been up in the air, but I do still think it's neat if you want to customize the stuff. That's still cool. Why not have that?
Why not? I mean,
Yeah,
that was
but I
like
mean,
that's like a big frustration with car games is like these car companies that say I don't want to see like dinged up versions of my vehicles, right? Why not make a vehicle that lets you like do whatever the hell you want with the vehicle? If you're a car guy, I'm not a gearhead, but if you want to do it, why not?
May 12th, guys. Yes, I was correct.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's gonna be buying this game.
I might if I can get it for.
You're gonna get it for like $20 a week later.
Yeah, well, yeah. If I can literally might be able to get it for $20 since I got.
You can get Drive Club for $20 now.
Drive Club was really good, but the way it was set up was garbage. Stupid.
That's what I'm saying. You get that for $20 now.
Yeah. So Project Cars, $15 in about a month, guys. Hold off your purchase.
Just wait till the 19th and get it for 15.
Yeah.
And it sounds like I'm like crapping on racing games because I'm not a huge racing game fan. My idea of racing games is Burnout. I love Burnout so much. That is arcade racing games is my thing. Simulation racing games is not me. So that's not up my cup of tea. But sounds like it's yours, Sean.
Sort of. I never really was a racing guy until I played Forza 5? No. Need for Speed Rivals. That was really the first game I had played in years and years and years, and it was so much fun. But I had the same thing you did with Ori, where you lose saves. I'd play for 4 or 5 hours. I'd go to work, and the next day I load it up, and I'd lose all my progress.
Sure.
So I did that about twice, and then I said, nah, no more. I'm done. I'm not putting that. I didn't want to put the game in. There's no reason to play a game for 4 hours and lose everything. You just like all the stuff you unlocked and all that stuff. It's frustrating.
I agree, man. There's nothing worse than like spending so much time and then coming back to it and having lost your progress. It just makes you not want to finish the game. That's the sole reason why I haven't finished Ori. I adore Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah.
But I keep like forcing myself to go back to it because I don't want to play the same stuff over again.
Exactly.
That's the only reason I haven't finished that game. It's so good. It's so perfect in so many ways, but it has these minor flaws that make the game so broken to me.
I did that with Mass Effect. I played like a 5 hour, maybe 5 or 6 hour. I sat from the beginning and played. And I had the auto save off.
Mm-hmm.
I went to turn on the next day. I lost all the progress from the first Mass Effect. I was like, so I went back. I played it on easy, and I went through the game as quick as I could, and I didn't spend any time with it because I was
That's
pissed.
not the game you want to like speed through. You want that's like an immersive story you want to get involved in. You don't want to speed through it.
I started at 2, and I had to go back and check out 1. So, and it was like a step back, obviously, because 2 was a lot smoother the way it was.
Right.
Hey, Hook, how you doing, man?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing?
Pretty good, I guess.
You dance.
I'm dancing.
Okay, Claptrap.
So, you guys, okay, Hook doesn't have
Jesus is back.
I am back.
He's returned.
I have returned again.
Forget about Jesus. He's old news.
It's been more than 3 days, so yeah, he's old news.
So, what else? We have any more news, or we got voicemails?
Oh, what do you guys think about Marvel and Telltale Games teaming up?
Telltale Games just look for money. I mean,
That's what a business does.
if you want to do a point and click
You don't want them to look for money? I mean,
adventure game, what they're going to do, you're going to be like, oh, we're going to do this movie about the Avengers, and we'll put out this game, and you can play as the Avengers. It's the story after the movie, and do something, do that. That's fine, but I mean, if you want to make a game, if you want to make a story-driven game, you're going to go with Telltale.
So yeah, because I mean, dude, Game of Thrones, outstanding.
Game of Thrones is a great game.
Thank you.
Borderlands, outstanding.
Thank you.
Walking Dead, it's outstanding. A lot of people hate because they're not adventure games anymore, but I just want to watch a movie and get the illusion that I'm making a difference with my dialogue choices, even though I'm not. I don't care.
Well, it's before these games even come out, they were looking into doing things where people went to the theater and then everybody voted on what happened next. And so people want that choice to choose what happens.
What if they do that for the next Avengers or the next fucking Marvel movie in 2017?
You know what? I was talking about earlier about not wanting to go to movies. I'd go to movies for that.
Yeah, you would, and a lot of gamers would. And that movie would sell more than any other movie in history because it'll be something new.
If you can go every week to the movie to see the same movie, and it could be a different experience.
You're talking about the movie Clue now. Like, they had like 4 different endings. Remember that? Remember that
like
on the
Gamerz 2, where like one time you watch it has Hulk Hogan, and the next time it's something else in the middle, and the next time, even though you don't choose, but the different formats you've seen it on, something different will happen.
But that's a joke. Like, imagine, like, people, what are they do? Like, people walk out of the theater and have them, like, punch in a keypad and what they want to, like choose your own adventure books. Remember those books from, like, when we were a kid?
Everybody, pull out your iPhone now and log into the app and choose.
That's not a bad idea, but to base an entire movie that huge on something like that, that seems reckless as hell to me.
Did you guys?
They don't have to do nothing big. They have 2 choices. The Hulk smashes through the door, or the Hulk doesn't smash through the door. Choose your choice.
Who's gonna pick not the Hulk smashing?
Seriously, like shit like that. Like, oh, Iron Man goes and fucking shoots a missile through the fucking building, or he doesn't.
Does Iron Man bang the blonde reporter or not bang the blonde reporter?
Yeah, I mean, like,
who's gonna pick
yes
not?
or no? Yeah.
I mean.
And that movie will sell more than any movie in history because it'll be
right, but that's where I think the Telltale games actually do a service to that aspect of interactive entertainment, and that the choices that they bring to those stories are much more gray than, hey, does Tony Stark have sex with a girl or does he not have sex with a girl? It's more like, do you give food to the kid or do you give food to the person that's been begging you for food the whole time? Like, those are more gray areas, and that's where I think the stories of games with interactive entertainment gets more interesting.
Yeah.
Is those gray things that are not black and white.
Yeah, like in Game of Thrones, I found myself like sitting there for 5 minutes, man, trying to make a choice, and I'm like, fuck.
And you can't do that because they have a timer.
Yeah, and then they have a timer, and you're like, fuck, what do I choose? Or do I kill this guy?
I think, my biggest one was like going into The Walking Dead Season 1, having to kill. This spoiler warning: if you haven't played The Walking Dead Season 1, have to kill Kenny's son, or he kills him. What would you choose? I mean, that's a pretty hard decision.
I chose that. I would do it.
I would do it because I didn't want him to kill his own son. I'm sure there's people out there who chose for him to kill him.
He turns out to be a dick, anyways. In the end, he's like, I don't want your help. Blah blah blah.
Fuck Kenny. Fuck Kenny.
Kenny's a bitch in the end.
It's just, would that make, we have that choice in video games. You have that. Would you want that in something like a movie? Would you pay to go sit with a group of people and choose what happens during the movie?
But this isn't about a movie. This is just about Telltale taking on the Marvel property.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so how often do you play like a game where you get to choose the different things and you play it again to choose the other?
Another big game that did this before Telltale did was Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain.
You can go back to Mass Effect. I know Mass Effect will have
Yeah, you
people-
go back to Mass Effect. You go to like all these RPG games and like Mass Effect. You got Heavy Rain, which is a PS3 exclusive. It was a beautiful looking game, and it had choices. I mean, different endings and shit.
But the difference between something like Heavy Rain and something like a Marvel universe is that what makes a Marvel universe interesting, and you guys may disagree with me here, is the action aspect of it.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
when you play a Telltale game, it's all about the decisions that you have between the characters. When you go to see the Avengers or Spider-Man or Iron Man or whatever in the theater, you want to see shit blow up.
Yeah.
You want to see action happen, and that's not what you get in a Telltale video game. So
I kind of agree, but the Borderlands is the same way. Borderlands is all action. You want to see shit blow up.
You're
You want to find cool guns.
absolutely right.
But
The
they did a
Borderlands
good
Telltale
job.
game is so good.
Yeah, they did a great job, and they actually have a couple of like really good action scenes, especially that last episode, episode 2,
Yep.
that right where they're fighting that big monster, and that's where the Telltale sign. They play the song. You know, they always play a good song in Borderlands, but
Yep.
oh, fantastic, man! So they could do it. I
In
think
my
they can.
opinion, if they want to really capitalize on this partnership between Telltale and Marvel, they need to introduce a brand new character from the Marvel universe that nobody has ever been aware
Right.
of.
Heard about?
Right. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy. Who heard of Guardians of the Galaxy before that movie came out? I didn't.
Nobody did.
Nobody did, and that worked. If you want to make this
A
Marvel
talking
thing,
raccoon.
what's that? Yeah, exactly. If you want to make that work, bring in some new property, slap the Marvel logo on it, and you're talking to a guy that does not know anything about comic books or characters or anything like that. Bring me a whole brand new character to the level of Guardians of the Galaxy that will work more in the Telltale universe, and that's gonna work.
So like how does this person get his powers? Does he do this and have lightning bolt powers? Does he do this and have
Well,
run
you're
really
thinking,
fast
you're
powers?
thinking origin story. I'm thinking more like gray area decision making.
What if you are a person becoming a superhero in the Marvel universe?
Okay. So
Okay.
like a side story,
So
like
especially like a whole new hero, you're creating a whole new hero. What kind of powers does he have, etc. Or
Well, that's what I'm just talking about.
yeah, but I mean like I mean you discover you have this new power, whatever. What do you do with it? Do you become good or bad, etc.
Sure, that makes sense.
some infamous shit right there. No, that's good.
Well, I mean, but the difference between Infamous is that Infamous is in the Infamous universe.
Yeah,
What
this will be
Jesus
this will
is
be
saying
in,
is
in
like
the Marvel universe. So you either
Right.
join like the good guys, or you join the bad guys.
like the only direct parallel I can think of is the South Park video game that came out recently. You were like a nameless character that was, what do they call you in that game? Like something bastard or douchebag. They called you douchebag in South Park, right?
yeah,
You're
that was
just
awesome
douchebag.
game.
But you were like within that realm of South Park. You were just like a nameless character. What if they made you a nameless character within the Marvel universe?
You join
Yeah,
like Magneto or Professor X.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you-
There you go. That's it.
I don't
Like,
think they will. I think it'll be a set story.
I
Some
think
side.
I think they're gonna go with something like what we just brought up. Like you're gonna be a nameless character, because it's too hard to make you a superhero, man, or to make you a villain, or to make you a hero. It's people want that choice, and especially in a hero setting type of game, we're like, what if I don't want to be a good guy? What if I want to be the bad guy?
Yeah, but I think most people are more of a borderline. It's like, yeah, I want to be bad. I want to do this stuff, but I'm not going to kill a child to be bad. I'll.
Well, I mean, they're not gonna have you kill a child. They'll have you like destroy a city or something
Yeah,
stupid.
there'll be no
What-
killing.
Like a Marvel movie.
Oh,
Come
not,
on,
not
bad
kill
now,
one
so you
child,
have
but
to
kill
kill
like
this
an entire
kid.
city is okay.
You're bad now. You have to kill this kid, or you're good and you save the kid, and that's your choice. That's your only choice.
Well, guess
No,
what,
what
guys?
would you choose?
But say the dog. Say the dog, and then everything's okay.
We will not know for 2 years. So
2 years. Let's come back to this
yeah,
conversation.
thanks for announcing this 2 years in advance. Like, really appreciate that.
Oh,
Thank
we're
you.
totally speculating at this point. I totally
Yeah.
agree. But, I mean, what else can you do? They basically said we partnered with Marvel. That's all we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
Yeah.
You're not gonna play as Iron Man. Let's be honest. You're not gonna be
Yeah,
Iron Man.
you're not gonna be the Hulk.
I mean,
You're
how
not gonna be
bad-
Captain America. You're
But
not
look
gonna be
what it
one of those
is.
fucking guys.
I mean, Joker will kill the kid, but Batman will save the kid. I mean, how bad do you want to be?
But you're not gonna be Batman or him. So who the fuck are you gonna be? You're gonna be a nameless character.
That's
But you're still gonna have to make that same choice.
There's no Batman or Joker. Sorry. In
Yeah,
the Marvel universe.
you're fucked. You just pissed off like all the listeners, dude. Great.
It's true. So, what I think you should do is like, your baby Hulk, your Banner, and you're trying to like avoid anger through the whole thing, and then one day you just get real pissed off, and then the season ends, and you gotta wait till next season. You should do that. A baby superhero series. So your little baby Iron Man, showing how you're becoming smart and how you're dad.
Someone needs to email this podcast to Telltale. Give them ideas. What the fuck to do with this shit? Seriously, man.
I think they know what they're doing.
Fuck. I hope they know what they're doing, because I mean, with the like Scott was saying, I mean, with other series that they've done or with other things that they've done, I mean, it's worked really well for them because they've picked smart decisions, smart things to make a fucking game out of. I mean, Walking Dead is all drama, so how hard is it to make a fucking game off of that? You're in a zombie apocalypse. You're making hard choices. You know? Games like Game of Thrones. That shit's all drama. I mean, it's not hard to make.
Well, what about Walking Dead? You could save the little girl, or you could let the girl die and get something special. I mean,
Yeah,
what's her
about
name?
Clementine?
Yeah, I mean, you can save Clementine and go through the game with her, or you can kill Clementine, let Clementine die, and you get something special. And
I
take
don't
back the game.
think there's any choice to let Clementine die, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't think there's people out there who's not going to let her die?
I don't think you can. She's
But
a
I'm
part of
just
the
saying, if
story.
they did a game that you had that choice.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not gonna go through a whole game in series 1 or season 1, like make you this character, and then season 2 make you a character that kills that character.
Every time they do that, they have to build a whole branch of
Yeah.
alternative story paths, and they have to animate it, and they have to get the voice actors to voice it. Like, it's not as complex as you probably think.
One cool thing I said about the Game of Thrones is, man, they have the fucking voice actors of the Game of Thrones, like the actual voice actors, and that shit's fucking cool.
It is.
I feel like I'm in that fucking series. Like every time I play that game, I feel like I'm in that fucking series, dude. Like fuck yeah, this is cool.
Is that what you
I
said?
guess my problem is, how far do you take? How far is too far?
Nothing's too far.
But you just sat here and told me that you wouldn't do this and do this. You know, you wouldn't make a game that you have this major this decision, and then do
Because
like a
it's
whole game
at the
after.
end of the day, you fucking liable to be sued by some parent that bought the game for their kid that thought it was appropriate for their kid, and then they end up suing you for that shit. I mean, let's be honest here.
we live in a litigious environment.
We
Yeah.
do. We live in a fucking country where everybody can get sued for anything nowadays. You look at somebody wrong, you can sue them, but they can sue you.
What'd you say about me? Hold on, I'm getting paperwork started now.
Call my lawyer right now. I mean, let's be honest here. Fuck.
So who's for this Marvel thing? Who's against it? I'm for it.
I'm for it.
For
It'd be cool to get a hero.
So wait, we're all for this, but we're all arguing about it.
I don't know.
Hook's over there trying to argue that he wants to be a bad guy or something.
No,
I
Hook's
think-
saying he's for it.
I'm
to keep
for being, Ultron and killing people and getting pissed off at the Avengers.
Oh my god, go
Well,
see
then you
Age
can
of
do
Ultron,
that.
by the way.
Then you could do that. I mean, if you want, like we're saying, you could be a nameless person. You could be the bad guy, whatever.
I want to be the bad guy. I like being the bad guy.
Good. Then you can be the bad guy.
You're not gonna be Ultron though. Let's be honest.
You're not. Oh, fuck, dude. Anyways, let's move on, guys. Fuck, let's get this show done with. And let's go with Xbox Live's Games with Gold for May 2015. Xbox One gets Castle Storm. I don't know what the hell that is. What's Castle Storm?
It's like I would say it's like an Angry Bird-esque type of deal. I haven't played it, but I thought it looked cool. I almost bought it a couple months ago, where you're trying to take these castles down and stop all their enemies and
Good
stuff.
thing. Good thing you didn't buy it.
No,
360.
yeah.
360 on the 1st of May to the 15th gets Mafia 2, which is a good game. I played it. I bought it when it came out day one. 'Cause I love Mafia, the first one. It's a great game, and it follows the story pretty good from like the first game. Like, yeah, it's a good game. And then on the 16th to the 31st, they get F1 2013. It's a racing game. Indie racing.
It's 2015. They couldn't spring for 2014.
I know.
It's
It just
yeah,
looks
yeah.
bad. It just looks bad giving us a number on it, 2013.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Xbox guy. Don't get me wrong, but man, this they had a hell of a month last month for April. They
Yeah.
had some really good stuff, and this month just seems like
They barely
making up
tried.
for that.
They barely tried. Yeah. PS4 gets Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition. PS
Remember,
Vita
it's a good game.
PS Vita gets Murasaki Baby. What the fuck that is?
That looks kind of weird. Like it's all touchscreen based. You have to guide this little girl in a balloon, and it's creepy.
And for the PS3, the PS4, and the Vita, this is all cross-buy. You get the Unfinished Swan,
That
Race-
game is so freaking awesome.
Race the Sun, and Ho Hokum.
Man, Hohokum got a lot of buzz.
I thought Ho Hokum was. We already had that.
Well, it's a cross-buy. Now the PS3 and the Vita gets it. I don't know if PS4 had it before.
Yeah, I thought we had it. But Unfinished Swan, that is an experience. If you have a PS4, do yourself a favor and play it. It's very short, maybe 3 hours, and you'll go through an experience that you have not experienced before, and you'll remember it. It's not one of those things that just passes and you'll forget about it. You'll actually remember that experience. It's really good.
Wow, that actually really interests me.
It did.
Unfinished Swan, you said?
It makes me want
Yes.
to play it. Shit.
Yeah,
About
because
PS4 to play this
You
shit.
start off in nothing. There's nothing there. It's white screen, and you have black paintballs, and you're just throwing paint. You're just throwing paint, and then as the paint splats on stuff, it shows you where you're going. You can start seeing the map, and it basically uncovers the map. So you start walking, and you have to keep throwing them all the paint to see your pathways, and then it gets into some cool like puzzle elements where you're just watering plants to keep the plants growing, and you're following. It's a really nice, mellow story-based storybook type of puzzler. It's so spectacular. I'm telling you, it is so awesome.
That genuinely sounds fantastic because, like, when I go to try to find new video games, I try to find something that is a new experience for me.
Yeah.
And that,
That
to me, sounds like a new experience I've never had before. So,
Yeah.
you sold me, man.
Dude, it's great, and you only have to sink like 3 hours, and you'll get this memorable experience. Have you played Journey?
Oh, man.
did.
Don't get me. You're going to
Journey,
talk about Journey, aren't you?
You never played it? Journey is another one that was real short, but it's like beautiful experiences.
If you know anything about me, I despise hating on anything. I don't like talking negatively about any game or movie or song or any music, whatever.
Yeah, you hated it?
I was so amped for Journey when I heard what it was going to be, and I played it and I finished in like 2.5 hours, and man,
I'm surprised because Journey is a pretty popular game.
I know, and that's like I feel like I'm missing out because I played that game and it just did absolutely nothing for me. I fully admit that I'm in the minority of this because everybody worships that game, and I don't get it. I don't get it. The gameplay, maybe it's because I'm a mechanics-based player more than experience, which is weird because I feel like I want an experience more than the mechanics, but the mechanics in that game felt so lackluster and so nothing there. And
That's true. It was actually, I think it was overpriced at $15.
Oh yeah.
It was, but I mean, I really like Journey. So let's not compare it to that since you didn't like it. No, Unfinished Swan's great. You'll start up, you'll start throwing pain. You're like, okay, I get it already. And when you get to the end of it, all right, dude, it's one of those good. Yeah, it's good. Man. You'll like it. I can almost guarantee. I'll guarantee your money back. I promise you.
Wow, really? The last
Yeah.
time I really guaranteed my money back was if I were to buy Game of Thrones Season 1 on Blu-ray. And
Well, you get this free, so you'll get your free money back.
All right, all right. Well, I don't have PlayStation Plus though.
Oh, that sucks. You get You don't have PlayStation Plus
I don't. I
with all
don't.
these awesome games. Oh, come on, Scott.
Well, I got Xbox Live, and I don't have enough to keep up with what I got. So, and those earn me achievement points. I think Rob is an achievement whore, like me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Rob,
So he
yeah,
get-
Rob's been getting into achievements lately. I bought Unfinished Swan a couple months ago when it was $5 on that flash sale.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's great. I don't know if I can really guarantee your $15 back if you go pay full price.
No, I wouldn't expect that, especially for that kind of game. But that sounds like an experience I need to have.
Yes. Yes, it is an experience you need to have. So,
Unfinished Swan, guys. Pick it up on your Vita.
yeah, finish it.
Unfinished Swan.
Finish it.
Cross buy, so you get it on your Vita, you have it on the PS4. When you do get one, you get it on your PS3, you get it on the PS4. You get
Why
it on
doesn't
the
Xbox
PS4.
have that? Why doesn't Xbox do cross buying?
I don't know why. I mean,
Even the Wii U is starting to do it.
yeah. Who knows?
What is Xbox going to cross buy with? They don't have a handheld console.
Well, the
360?
360, yeah.
Yeah.
There's games that are from
Well,
They can sell
I guess they tried it with like the launch of the Xbox One with like Battlefield 4.
No, I remember
and
buying
Call of Duty.
Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty does it.
not anymore. Oh, not anymore, because Call of Duty next year will not support last gen.
That's true. That's a crazy move by Activision.
They got to do it, man.
Are they gonna release a new Call of Duty, like a different Call of Duty for the last gen?
No, they're just not getting shit. You know what they're getting?
No way. They're not gonna not get shit for the 360, dude.
I don't know. They haven't announced that.
No way. They're gonna announce something at E3. We're like, wait, but the 360 gets a fucking Advanced Warfare 2 remastered, fucking
They get Blops 2.5.
yeah, or something like that. Like, you guys got a Call of Duty that's not the same as the Xbox One version, but it'll be good.
Is Halo 5 coming to 360?
No.
No.
Damn. Ooh,
No
so
way. There's
so
no
they're
way.
they're just moving forward, man. It's
Yeah,
time.
Well, 360. Well, Xbox did say, by 2016 they plan to abandon the 360.
That's fine. I'll still play it. I'm an
Yeah.
achievement whore. You
I
know
mean, they're gonna abandon it as like as a company, so like Microsoft won't be making games for it anymore, but other companies could make games for it. Just like the PS2 was supported for like 10 years by other developers and shit. Like, they had games coming out for that thing for years after the 360 and the PS3 came out.
Oh, there you go, man. No more 360. It's dying.
It is dying slowly but surely.
You know what
Anyways,
though? They don't have no Xfinity app. Why don't they have that yet?
I don't
All
know.
my Comcast apps, so I can watch, all the on-demand stuff from my Xbox One. They haven't put that on there yet.
Who knows?
That's whack. That's whack.
Anyways, game release dates.
blang blang.
May
Wait,
5th, you get Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. It looks good. It looks like a
Alright.
cool fucking game. $20.
Yeah, I already purchased it and it's preloaded already.
Oh man, that
Oh
looks
wow,
good.
really?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, Wolfenstein: the New Order was a lot of fun. The Old Blood looks like the
I
same
played it
shit.
twice.
38 gigabytes for that little game.
For $20.
38 gigs. That's like a full.
Yeah,
That's like the full size.
They don't know how to compress files very well, or they just don't give a shit.
Or it's just an awesome game you can play.
Or it's just an awesome game that you get for $20. I mean, all three of those things. I mean, who knows? Also, on the 3DS, you get Shin Megami Tensei,
Tensei.
Devil Survivor 2 Record Breaker. What the fuck is this?
Hey, someone have a 3DS out there.
Someone.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh, Tensei. Sorry, Tensei. Same shit, different name. High Strangeness coming to the Wii U and the PC. What is that? Sounds like
Sounds like the Wii U's got some PC games.
the Wii U needs to just die already.
No, I kind of wanna like look into that
Oh.
Splatoon, but I don't know.
Don't shit on the Wii U, man. I love the Wii U.
The Wii U is dying, dude. That thing is gone. It's already done.
Well, they're already working on their new hardware.
Yeah,
but
Nintendo already gave up on it. Like not even 3 years. We're done with it.
you know what's funny is the most time I put on my Wii U is like old school titles. I bought Earthbound.
That's all Nintendo sells. That's
What do
all
you mean
Nintendo sells.
Earthbound?
All Nintendo sells is old shit. That's the fucking console Hook needs, dude.
No, we're gonna talk about Earthbound.
Seriously, that's the console you need, Hugger. Fucking nostalgic, fucking.
So
I played a game that's 30 years old, guys.
Man,
Yeah,
I
you
played
go-
some of my
go
best
play-
console experiences have been on the Wii U. Super Mario 3D World was
I had
fantastic.
Earthbound on the Super Nintendo, and it came in a box. You put it in, and it came with a instruction booklet that was this thick. I mean, it was like
No.
2 inches thick.
No, that's
You
not an
had to
instruction
read through
book.
this to play
that's
through
a
the game.
strategy guide. That's the difference between.
But it came with the game. How do you send a strategy guide with the game?
Came with the Bible.
You know how much that strategy guide is worth now, man?
I still have it.
You still have it? You have an
Yes.
idea how much it's worth?
No.
That's worth a lot of money.
It's like
I'll
six-
take it off your hands if you don't want it.
This is like, welcome to the Antique Roadshow podcast.
Yes.
We're not gonna tell Hug. We're gonna evaluate his fucking strategy guide.
It's worth 2 birds in the hand.
Fuck, dude.
But not one in the bush.
How much is the strategy guide worth, really?
Dude, I sold one recently that I put on eBay for like $70.
Really?
Yeah. Just the book.
the
No
game was
game,
worth
just
like $200 or $300, I think.
I still have
actually
the game.
I'm talking to you from like a person that's like a collector, and my biggest regret is that I gifted a friend of mine a copy of Earthbound, the game, the box, the strategy guide, everything. I gave it to him for Christmas one year, just as a gift, and it's now worth like over $500.
I have the game, the sleeve, the book, and the instruction manual. Probably get like $200-300 out of it.
At least.
I'll be selling that shit tomorrow.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Next week, Hook's like, yeah, I bought a PS4, guys. So my copy of Earthbound. Oh man.
Just trade to somebody who wants it for a
Yeah.
PS4, man. Well, you know you could buy a $5 copy on Wii U, so.
That's
Right.
not the same though.
Ironically, I played it on Wii U recently.
Yeah.
I haven't played any of those old titles on there yet.
Now, who's got PS4 here? Is it just
Me. Just
I am-
me.
Did you play Bloodborne? I haven't heard you talk about it too much.
No, because I was so my roommate just played it and played all the way through it, and so like if I wanted to just take his disc and install it and play it, I could. I don't know if those type of games are for me. I just get more mad than have any fun at all.
Man, I haven't played Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2, or is it Dark Souls?
Dark
Really?
Souls.
Yeah.
Right? I haven't
Dark
played
Souls.
either of them, so Bloodborne is literally my first foray into that series. And I got into it, and I have no idea what to do. I haven't gotten
Yeah.
into any like combat, man. I haven't
You're not
gotten into
supposed to know
combat.
what to do.
No, but I'm in a setting where like it's a castle and I'm supposed to figure out where to go. To me, games that like don't let you that make the A to B difficult frustrate the hell out of me.
Same here.
Let me get from A to B and let me figure out the combat. If you make the combat hard as hell, that's fine. But making the me getting from where I need to go, where I am to where I need to go, difficult, screw you.
I need a mini map with a marker to tell me exactly where to go.
Thank you. Welcome to Borderlands.
Yeah. Or like with Rage, if you ever play that game, was it Rage?
It was the id game.
Yeah, a game like where you click on the thing and it give you like a dotted path to get there.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. That's what I like.
Yep. Absolutely.
You want to go over some community stuff so we can like wind it down?
Sure.
I gotta go here pretty soon. So let's
You
do
can go.
this.
Well, Hook, we prefer if you left right now. It'd be a lot easier on
Well,
us.
thanks. I appreciate that. Well, you know what? Fine.
No, you don't.
You look a lot. You look a lot more haggard than you did when we started this podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I went camping today. I went up to the mountains and hiked and cooked and dude, it is.
Breathe,
Man, I
Hook.
went to church
is
at like
almost
4:30, and then like
You look like Jack Nicholson from One Flew the Cuckoo's Nest, man.
Yeah, Johnny.
Wow. Hook, breathe. Relax. Only a few more minutes left.
All right, I'm gonna go grab me another beer, and I'll be right back.
All right, dude. Since Brink couldn't make it tonight, I know he wanted to make it. He left us a voicemail, so I will play it on my phone through here, and we'll hear him. We'll hear Mr. Brink of Eternity.
What's up, Brolios? This is Brink. It's 6:15 a.m. and I'm driving home from work. Yep, it sucked balls. I cannot be there tonight to make you all miserable, and that makes me sad, but it is what it is. And I'm sure everybody will be relieved they don't have to listen to me talk about Destiny. But Destiny's awesome. And I hope you guys have a great show. Let's see, Arms, you're a dick. Rob, stop playing video games during the show. Hook, you're too drunk. You should drink some more, though, and bust a sick freestyle. And, Jesus, Game of Thrones sucks balls. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right. Thanks, Brink, man. Hook,
Thank
here you
you.
go. It's your flow, dude. Bust your
Whoa,
freestyle.
whoa. Game of Thrones sucks balls?
Yeah,
That's what I was saying. What the fuck's he thinking?
He can't get into it. Actually, him and Rob don't like the Game of Thrones.
Because they don't watch the fucking series. I mean, if you don't watch the series and try to get into it, it's like me trying to play the Borderlands Telltale game.
Hey, I don't agree. I love Game of Thrones. I love it. I like how there's no actual character to focus on, so everyone is expendable.
That's what I like. That's the one thing I like about the Game of Thrones. It did something new where like you're switching off characters so often that you're like, fuck, like you're trying to just focus on trying to make things good for certain people, not one character. That's what I like.
Yeah. So, okay. So, in our questions here, see, we always jump ahead. Matt White, Mr. Matt White, he says, "What up, guys?" Okay, we've all answered that. He also says, "What is?" Actually, you know what, Hook, aren't you supposed to do the community questions?
Hook is gone.
He's passed out. I think
Oh, did he leave?
Like,
He
hit the
fell
bottle.
asleep.
Oh, he
Yeah.
actually. Okay. Hook isn't there. Okay, he
There's
also
no
says,
the questions. Here's Sean.
what?
Would you like me to hit the question, Sean?
Well, we like when Hook does it because he butchers the shit out of it, and that's the funny part.
Yeah, but he's not here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Scott. Do the honor.
All right, hit me with it.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know the question, man. You gotta hit me with the question.
I thought you had it pulled up. You were gonna read it. Okay. Well, he says, what has everybody? Matt Weiss says, "What has everybody been playing this week?" We kind of went over that. He says, "Who still plays on a 360?" We basically went over that. He also put, "Why doesn't Brink of Eternity buy me Destiny so I can play with him and Jim Piper?"
Probably because he's
And
broke.
not
as-
Jim Piper.
So just for that, actually, I have a voice message for that. Brink, there's no turning back once I play this, but I'm gonna play it. Here we go, guys. Oh, never mind. Something happened. I must have stopped it. I had an answer to that. I had an answer to it right there. Here we go.
I forgot something. By the way, Hook, I just want to say I love your little voicemail intro there. Very professional. Since I'm not there to answer Matt White's community question this week, I figured I'd better answer it. And his question was, why won't Brink buy Destiny for him so that I can play it? Or for me, so I can play it, whatever, you know what I mean. And to answer that, Matt, if you're dead set serious about playing Destiny, I will buy that shit for you. But you gotta play with me. So, PM me your address, and I will go, and I will buy it, and I will ship it to you. Because then I can have a Destiny soldier to talk about Destiny with, and we can give everybody else shit for not playing it. Okay? Bye.
Okay, there it is. It's out there, Brink. So Matt.
All right,
White.
Matt White, you're gonna get a copy of Destiny pretty soon here in the mail. Just send Brink your address.
Ugh. I bet you felt bad about saying that. No, there's no turning back.
Nope.
Okay. So here, maybe you can answer this one, Scott. It's not really a question, but it says Pat Woodward. He put Area 51 themed podcast. Talk about aliens. So, got any aliens to talk about?
Not personally. I've never experienced aliens, but I love Independence Day. I'm looking forward to the sequel.
Are you for or against anal probing?
Am I giving the probing or am I receiving the probing?
There's this one time in band camp that, you know.
Just one time at anal probing?
This one time in probe camp, a hook's back. He called me the lessons.
No, speaking of alien movies, did you guys hear that the girl that was in the President's Daughter in the original Independence Day is not going to be her in the new Independence Day movie?
Does it matter?
It matters, man. It's May Whitman.
The fucking dude, that fucking shit. Is Will Smith gonna be in it? Fuck no. Fucking.
Okay, you're right.
Hook is.
I mean, the new Independence Day
is drunk.
The new Independence Day. I mean, it's not really. Fucking.
But you're like that dude when you're in line at the liquor store and there's like two people in front of you and then you're behind me and then he's fucking talking to me about some shit, being loud and shit. He's already drunk, you know. He has his bottle in his hand. And he's talking to me like he knows me. That's who you're like right now.
That is Hook right now. Yeah.
No, Scott. Does it matter that the girl's not playing the same girl?
It matters to me because I grew up with the movie. I was 17 when the movie came out. So
have you seen Terminator?
The new one?
Have you seen any Terminators?
Yes.
Has Sarah ever been the same person besides Terminator 1 and Terminator 2?
She was actually the same actor in Terminator 1 and Terminator 2.
But how about 3 or Genesis or the Terminator TV show or the new one that's coming? I mean...
No. She didn't exist in... Did she exist in Terminator 3?
No, but the TV show, it wasn't the same woman.
The character wasn't there.
What about the new one that's coming out, Terminator Genesis? It's not the same girl.
Well, yeah, because they got a better actor. No,
but you just sit here and said that it has to be the same person.
You're talking about a movie that was like, we're talking about 97 to 2015 versus like 1983 to now. That Linda Hamilton is probably like working at Costco at this point. Like, what's she been doing?
You saw the Avengers movie, right?
Okay.
All right, is that the original Hulk? Lou Ferrigno, is he in that shit?
Lou Ferrigno's dead, as far as I'm concerned, isn't he?
All right, wait, see the Hulk is that what's his name from Fight Club?
They found a better Hulk, man. They found a better Hulk.
They found a better Hulk. Well, I mean, they just found.
Club. What are you talking about?
Edward Norton. Is that Edward Norton from the original Hulk? No, it's not. I mean,
no,
from the
he was in the shitty version of the Hulk that like shouldn't have been even brought to cinema.
No, but you're just saying it's not the same person. Does it have to be the same person?
It has to be the same person if it was a good movie originally. The one with Edward Norton was not a good movie.
The first Independence Day, it was an okay movie. It wasn't great.
Independence Day was awesome, dude. What are you talking about?
Thank you, Iams. Thank you.
That was like the movie that year.
It really was. That was like the summer movie.
Y'all enjoyed National Lampoon's European Vacation and Christmas Vacation in Vegas? Were those the same kids? That wasn't the same fucking Rusty.
I want someone like to see this video and see Jesus just like with his face in his palm, like he was like.
If you want to discuss movies, you go on the Hollywood Outsider podcast.
Yeah, good place to talk about movies is thehollywoodoutsider.com.
Yeah,
it's a good podcast.
You just talked about movies about Independence Day.
We do talk about Independence Day. You would know if you'd listened to it.
We're talking about aliens. It was on topic.
It was on topic.
Okay. I can't believe I'm on a video game podcast, like arguing to not talk about video games. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Can we talk about video games? Like seriously.
Sorry, it's stressing me out. I have a stylus and I bent the thing back and snapped it off now. Stress, man.
Anyways, Andres Valdiri asked, the fight's going to be a big topic tonight for most people around the world. He didn't say all that, but I just added words because it sounded cooler. He said it might be cool to speculate on how it goes down if you all are watching. Well, we're not watching, but
did it happen already?
hopefully Pacquiao wins. I don't know if he's
Is it
going to win
done?
or not.
Hey, he said if he wins, he's gonna post Suge Knight's bail.
Really?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
it's like $10 million bail or something.
That's crazy. Well, I was reading some numbers tonight, and it said that Mayweather, out of the fight, he's making like $180 million.
Wait. You're
For the
saying that
fight?
athletes can be douchebags? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I like
man.
that, Scott. That's
They get to
good.
beat each other up and get a lot of money. Yeah, so he's making quite a bit of money off
I'll
that
let you
fight.
beat the shit out of me for $180 million.
I don't know if you want to get punched by Manny Pacquiao.
But nobody would want to
a few
see that.
times.
It would be like over and so quick. It would just.
Round one is done.
Hey, you telling me you wouldn't get the shit beat out of you for $180 million?
Yeah, that's true.
I fucking do that shit.
I wouldn't come back from it though, so that'd be like I'd be taking $180 million to die.
Yeah, basically. Anyways, Andres asked if Fight Night will ever return for this generation. I don't know if it will ever return. I don't know. I think EA killed that game, didn't they? They're like done with it. They announced saying that they're done.
It ended in the 360, didn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, they made Fight Night Round 4. What's the our final round, wasn't it, for the 360?
I never
Yeah.
played those.
Yeah, and I remember playing all the Fight Nights, and the last one was okay, but I mean, I don't know if they're gonna bring it back. Because
does it matter?
boxing is not a big of a sport anymore. Let's be honest, it's a big sport, but it's not like it used to be back when like they made Fight Night, the original Fight Night.
Now it's all UFC, man.
Yeah, now it's all UFC, so that's why they went to that's why this last year they released that UFC game, but it did so horrible that like I don't think they're ever gonna do a fighting game again.
Maybe.
Besides
Maybe
something like
it's gone.
Mortal Kombat or something.
They need to do like, let's do Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. You know?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to do like the same moves they do.
it's called Mortal Kombat. Hook.
Are we doing fictional characters versus fictional characters now? Like, but Chris Evans calls Black Widow a whore, and that's a problem?
Is it really a problem?
Huh?
No, you're right.
Anyways, Matt White has a question for Scott. He says, "I've got a question, Scott.
Hey!
What do you think of Superman versus Superman? Lost souls."
I think you mean Superman versus Batman. Batman versus
Whatever.
Superman.
And then he put Lost Souls in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. What did you think of the new Avengers? It's the HollywoodOutsider.com, your website. And then he says, I've been using that site for all movie stuff.
Well, let me clarify. He actually clarified his post. I actually had a conversation with him after that, and he's actually been following our site, which is not Hollywood Outsider, but thehollywoodoutsider.com. So if you were interested in movies and film, please visit our website, which is thehollywoodoutsider.com. And for Superman versus Batman, I'm kind of bummed out about the whole tone of that film. It feels very dour.
You know what it feels like? It's the same way that he does the 300 and stuff like that. Kind of.
Yeah, but 300 was supposed to be dour. You know what I'm saying? Like it was 300 guys versus like an entire army. For that makes sense.
My kids were asking me about that today because you look at Zack Snyder and the stuff that he's done, and they were like, well, "Why is Superman fighting Batman? Because they're both good guys. I mean, there's no reason."
Well, there's an actual explanation in the comics if you read the comics as to why that happens. But
I know, but my kids are 10 and 12. My 10-year-old daughter is not going to understand the whole comic situation between them.
Sure, but they have to make it interesting for those of us that have not been that have been following that kind of stuff for like forever.
But I guess my question, what do you tell a 10-year-old girl who says, why is Superman fighting Batman when they're both good people?
Tell her to go watch the original Batman with Michael Keaton. That's what I would tell her. or watch Dark
You
Knight.
won't
I
watch
mean,
that.
if you can't explain like why two good guys have this odds against each other, and again, I'm speaking from someone that doesn't know the story. I don't read comics. You know what I'm saying?
I don't either.
So
I don't either.
I'm going to this movie going like just as curious as she is, and to me that's awesome.
Me too. Me
That
too.
makes me want to go see the movie, and like why is there this like uh why is there this problem between these two characters that are normally good? To me, that makes me want to go see the movie.
What I told her was that like Superman's from Alien and Batman's from here, and he's worried about the human race that Superman's going to come in and take over the human race, and that's why he goes to see what's all the commotion about.
Right.
And I thought that was a good explanation to what's going on. Because the human race, accepts Superman and then kind of, wants to distance themselves from it.
I'm the last person to talk to you about like nerd culture when it comes to comics because like my only experience is the movies. I've literally never read a comic when it comes to Marvel or DC or anything.
Why do you think Superman and Batman's going to fight Superman? I mean, what's
my theory? It's hard to
what's
speak
your
to theory because like anyone that's read the comics is gonna like sit here and yell at me no matter what I say. You know what I'm saying? So like all I'm gonna do is speculate as to why something that already exists. There's already an issue between Batman and Superman, and I kind of don't want to know what that reason is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because when I see the trailer too, I feel the same way. I'm like, what? Wait, why is he so pissed off?
Yeah.
Do you bleed? Like what? Wait, what?
Yeah, I agree with y'all. Why is he mad at somebody who's just saved
That's
everybody?
awesome. Like a little kid when your parents bring you to a movie, you have no idea what it is because they tell you have to go watch it, and then you go watch this movie, and you're like, whoa, dude, this is pretty awesome. Or it's stupid because they make you watch an adult film, and you're like, not that kind of adult film, but you know what I mean. My Cousin Vinny or something, your little kid, you're like, this is dumb.
Why did she have a pizza delivered to her? Because she...
I think it looks cool. I think it really does look cool. It is really dark, though, but I like dark shit.
I think it's going to be a great movie. I really do. I think it's going to be really good. I mean, I think it's a lot different from the Marvel movies and everything. So,
Zack Snyder, I really love Sucker Punch. That was fucking. I love that movie. I went and saw it in the IMAX, and I didn't regret it. So
I love Sucker Punch. You
Dude,
like Sucker Punch?
I thought the movie was fantastic. It's one of the. I only have a few movies on Blu-ray, and that's one of them.
Same here. I have that movie on Blu-ray, and I can't get anybody to like that movie. I
like the movie.
love it.
I think people looked at it a lot of different people looked at it differently than looking at
it was
what it
artistic, man. Every scene shot was beautiful, man. I like movies that.
One more thing. I love the whole aspect of the whole movie. Scott Glenn, and he's like, "Oh wait, one more thing." I love that. I loved it.
I think that's one of those movies that people don't look at as what it was supposed to be and then what it was, and they don't get it, and they don't like it.
Yeah, I liked it, man. I thought that movie was fantastic. What is Lost Souls? Is that the other spin-off one?
I gotta be honest. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It says Lost Souls and Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Is Lost Souls that one spin-off?
No, it was Rebel Forces.
What does Lost Souls mean? Fucking that, dude.
Rebel Forces is okay. So the other spinoff from Star Wars, it's Rebel Forces, I believe, and it's the story about them going to get the Death Star plans to bring back.
No. That's the whole TV show they're doing, which is Star Wars, not Rebels. Rebels is the TV show that's already in production. That's been out for a while.
Yeah, but it's like Rebel Forces or. What it is them going to try to get the plans for the Death Star.
Yeah, many Bothans have died to secure these plans. That's
and you bring them back, and that's the spin-off movie that they're doing.
Right.
For Force Awakens.
Well, I don't know what Matt means by that then.
Well, can I speak to Force Awakens then?
Yeah.
Force Awakens. Oh my God! As you guys heard earlier, I'm a teacher. I teach fourth grade, and while I was at school during one of my planning periods is when this trailer dropped, and I was at my screen like refreshing because my computer was jacking up and I couldn't see this trailer. So excited! I wanted to see this trailer. It was awesome, and I had the distinct pleasure of when my students got back to my classroom to play this trailer for them on the smartboard in my classroom. And there were these kids in my classroom that are such hardcore Star Wars freaks that they were. One kid has jaw on the floor. The first time he saw that Star Destroyer in Tatooine crashed, he was just he couldn't believe what he was seeing. And to me, that was the epitome of what Star Wars does. It crosses generations. He's in fourth grade. I'm 35 years old, and the two of us are like feeding off each other's energy watching this trailer. It was so much fun. It was so awesome. And that shot of Han and Chewie, oh, so good.
I haven't seen it yet.
You know, when Han walks out and says, "I'm home."
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but the saying that them bringing Star Wars back to episodes 4, 5, and 6 makes it so much better than episodes 1, 2, 3 that I have been so excited about seeing this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Star Wars. 1, 2, and 3 were not Star Wars. I think this is Star Wars. Saying BB2 or BB22 or whatever his name is.
BB-8, B80, BB-8. Oh, God, I sound like a horrible nerd right now.
And then finding out that that's a practical effect. I mean, Star Wars is practical effects.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
This is going to be such an amazing movie. And then it makes me so mad that people are like, well, why is there this person in a stormtrooper outfit? Why does he have his helmet off? That's not the point of this movie. That's a trailer. Don't worry about that now. Just be excited for what you see.
The fact that people are like saying that Avengers is going to outdo this movie, there's no way
No.
that Star Wars is not going to trounce everything. There's no way. I'm sorry.
This is going to kill it. The new Star Wars is going to absolutely kill it. I think more than Avengers, more of them, and I think Disney was amazing idea to go in and buy up the property. We'll put out 4, 5, and 6. We'll have 4, 5, and 6. We're coming out with the new stuff, HD Blu-ray, right? They just came out with. We'll do 6, 7, and 8. We'll put those are going to come out, and we're going to make a killing off this. And we already own the Marvel properties. Right. So I mean, Disney's just like they're like Scrooge McDuck, just freaking swimming in the money.
So this is a video game podcast, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we got it. So, man, we can venture off this path a little bit.
I'm well versed in movies. Don't get me wrong. I feel like when I'm on the Hollywood Outsider, I always get knocked for steering away from talking about movies, and now I'm on a video game podcast and I'm talking about movies. So it's like jack of my head. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, me and Hook wanted to start our own like TV video movie podcast a lot back in the day. We didn't get no feedback from it, so we never did. Okay, so we're gonna go these next ones like quick, shortest answers you can give us. Then they're pretty straightforward. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Fight Club.
Fight Club. Awesome. What do you think will be the hot?
I was going to say mine. Can I say mine?
What do you think will be the hot or flop?
You don't matter.
This year?
I was going to say.
We already know, man. Debbie does Dallas. I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what a Clockwork Orange is?
Clockwork. Oh, yeah, Clockwork Orange. Yeah, of course, man. That's
no wait. What's your favorite movie of all time? It's a Tim Schafer joint, right?
Thanks. Full Throttle.
Full Throttle is your favorite movie of all time.
What do you think would be the hot or flop movie?
You ever seen the Clockwork Orange?
Hey, Hook. Hook. You're on timeout.
Sorry. Be quiet.
God, what do you think will be the hot or flop this year in movies? What movies will be hot? Which movies will be flop? Yeah. What do you think the hottest one is? You probably think it's Star Wars, right?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Oh, sorry. I think you're talking about this year or this summer. Because if you're talking this year, there's no way that Star Wars is not going to kill the box office.
What,
If I'm
what do you
talking
think
about
it's gonna be
biggest,
this?
there's no way. I just can't imagine any movie trumping that movie because people have grown up with that movie. There's a younger audience. I teach fourth grade, and all my students are amped to see Star Wars.
Do you,
Uh,
Scott? Can I ask you a question real quick?
sure,
Do you think Star Wars will kill Avatar?
absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind.
I mean, I know Fast and Furious 7 outbeat it in the first to a billion, but do you think it will just like kill Avatar?
In my mind, there's no way it doesn't.
Do
I
you
mean,
think Cameron should have brought Avatar 2 out sooner, or do you think he's waited too long?
I don't. I think, in my opinion, I think Avatar was a gimmick at that point that just happened to strike gold because of the 3D effects and because of the Dances with Wolves theme story that was going on at the time that hit the right point. I don't think an Avatar 2 will work nearly as well as a Star Wars.
All right,
Everybody watches Star Wars.
Everybody forgot
Everybody.
about it. Everyone forgot about Avatar. That's old news.
That's what I'm saying. Like nobody like remembers Avatar anymore, other than that movie that we had to see because it was 3D effects. The
If you
reason
say
that movie
Avatar, someone just says, "What? That little character that used to be on the 360? That's not on the Xbox One."
it depends on who you talk to. You say the 360 or the Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's so many.
which,
That actually hurts it too.
which I thought was a lot better. Avatar, the TV show, was a lot better than the movie.
Okay,
That's my
last
opinion.
one. Last one. What do you think the biggest flop will be?
Terminator Genesis.
I agree with you.
Because I like, what's her name? She's cool.
Oh, she looks great for Linda Hamilton. The was it Emilia Clarke?
Emilia Clarke.
She looks like a great Sarah Connor. She looks fantastic. But that movie just progressively gets dumber and dumber the more trailers I see for it.
Yeah, so you
I
should
can't
stop.
imagine.
They should have stopped at Terminator 2 because movie is perfect. Should have stopped.
I kind of agree with you.
You don't think
Yeah.
Terminator 2 was perfect?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
I'm,
I thought you said
I'm-
you could not agree with me.
no, I agree with you. Terminator 2 was great. Terminator 3 was garbage.
Garbage. Yeah, you're right.
It just and I don't know if you've seen the recent trailers, and I'm going to say this without spoiling it, but there's some recent trailers of the new Terminator movie that like give some information that I would rather have actually seen the movie instead of in the trailer. And if I've not spoiled that for you, then avoid any trailers you've seen. Seriously. That
Yeah.
I think that movie's gonna be flop. That's gonna be terrible.
First time I saw it, I was all for it, but I'll still watch it regardless. I'll still.
Oh, yeah,
watch it.
I'll
It's one of
still
those
see it
movies that I
too.
know. Okay, so I think we pretty much we're done here pretty soon. I'm trying to see what time we're at because I think we got like one of the longest
About
shows
3
ever.
hours and 11 minutes.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah, we'll just wrap it up though. Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Scott, dude, I really appreciate you came on.
Hey, thanks, man. Can I plug my site real quick?
Yeah, we'll do all the plugs right now. I mean, I literally could have gone. I can go another 2 hours, dude, and just like be chatting with you and Hook, but
Oh, seriously.
people
Yeah.
probably wouldn't want to listen 5 hours. I would do it though, for real. No joke.
I want to do that online then. Is what I want to do.
Yeah. You don't have Mortal Kombat, do you?
I don't, but I got Borderlands.
Oh yeah, Borderlands.
Play with Brink.
Borderlands.
Play with Brink.
He'll be playing Destiny.
God,
Anyways.
now.
Anyways.
Hold on 1 second.
No.
I play Destiny, and he bitches
No.
about me playing Destiny, and then
No,
I
we're
quit
not
playing
talking
Destiny, and then he goes back and plays it.
We're not talking Destiny.
Fuck that shit.
You guys can argue about it next week. So, thank you for listening to Horrible Gamers Podcast, episode 51. I already forgot, dude. It's been so long since we did the intro. Episode 51. Find us on Facebook or Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. Voicemail 504-475-4497. Send us an email, horriblegamerspodcast@gmail.com. I am Sean, also known as They Call Me Iams. You can find me on all platforms and Twitter as They Call Me Iams. Go ahead, Scott.
All right. My name is Scott. Obviously, I am a host on thehollywoodoutsiders.com. Our website is thehollywoodoutsiders.com. Our Twitter feed is H_outsider. Follow us along there. We get lots of good stories going on, that kind of thing. If you'd like to follow me specifically on Twitter, my Twitter name is Scotty Lindsay, which is SCOTTIELINDSAY. I do anything I can video game related there, so please follow us there. But if you like movies, if you like TV shows, that kind of thing, we discuss that once a week on the Hollywood Outsider. We have a podcast every week. Love to have you. We have lots of discussions on our webpage. Love to have you listen to us.
Yeah, and I'll say that I listen to it every week, and it's a great podcast.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you listening.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Hook. Hey, Hook.
I'm Captain Hook, CPTN Hook. If you find me on Facebook, not Facebook, Twitter, anything else, it's usually Captain Hook 13. Scott, I really want to thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I watch a lot of movies. I'll have to check y'all out. I can't say I've actually listened to you, but trust me, I'll listen to a couple of movies and TV shows, but I will definitely be listening to yours from now on.
I appreciate it. If you listen to the show, I'm the nice guy. You'll know what I mean when you hear it.
I love the conversation we have. Yeah, I'm the drunk one on here, so I love you guys. Listen to us, favorite us, do whatever you can to get our viewership up. We love the community. Matt White, you are the man. And thanks. I'll talk to everybody later.
Yeah, and Jesus had to take off a little while ago, so don't forget, follow Jesus at Jesus Walks a Lot. You can find him on Xbox One and all that. Also, Brink of Eternity, King of Zed, and Tragic 0X. You can find those guys as well. Thank you, and good night.